We've got some roster transactions to catch up on. The Jets signed a couple of players. They let a bunch of players just walk. They let their rights expire. And we'll talk about all of that and so much more. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're here on January 13th. Plenty to discuss here, as always, with the New York Jets. And we've got a lot to get to. Yesterday, it was action-packed. We didn't even get to the phone lines. We did 10 two-round New York Jets mock drafts. 40 picks in total. However long that show was, 2.5 or 3 hours. I mean, good Lord. That was fast. That was jam-packed. Now, we got to slow her on down. Let's slow down that pace. And before we start, all our activity, if you guys would like to skip ahead, the article is in the YouTube description down below. I do want to get immediately to the topic matter at hand, but I missed this yesterday during that crazy show that I just talked about, and I want to make sure I say it here on Boy Green Daily. All of our love is sent out to this man, Uncle Indy, who is here in the chat, screaming "Hep." That's a good chant to scream, Indy. I heard about this ultimately on the MC Show digital show, one of my other live shows that I do. I did not hear this on Boy Green Daily, but our guy Uncle Indy is going through chemotherapy. So Uncle Indy, that is absolutely awful. And I'm sorry you have to go through this. But we as a Boy Green Coffee Club are with you, my friend. We're with you now. We'll always be with you. I'm blessed that I got a chance to meet you at the Tailgate this past year, and you're going to fight the good fight. You got a lot of great people around you, man. So we are absolutely here for you. So that's terrible news. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's a terrible disease. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that, but we're going to be behind you all the way. So Uncle Andy, I want to make sure we started the show with that, and thank you for being in the chat. And hopefully we can have some good laughs and some good times today for you. Of course. I also see it's Brian Farrell's birthday today. Happy birthday, Brian. We love you, buddy. We love you, pal. So happy birthday, Brian. Welcome to the show. All right, let's get into it, folks. Let's get into it. The Jets made their first quarterback move of the offseason. All right, let's come on. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, now. Bailey Zappi? Yes, that is the first quarterback move of the offseason. I guess it's all solved. Boom. Oh, wow. We thought we were going to have months and months of drama. Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi. That is the quarterback that has been added to the roster by the New York Jets. That is their first QB move of the offseason. Bailey Zappi is 26 years of age. And, hey, speaking of birthdays, me and Bailey Zappi have the same birthday. I just saw this. April. He's a little younger than me. I'm a little bit older, but I won't say the age. But yeah, Bailey Zappi's a lot younger than me. But we have the same birthday. Happy future birthday, Bailey Zappi, I suppose. He's 26 years of age. And he came into the league as a fourth-round draft choice of the New England Patriots, and he's been bouncing around the league ever since. He was with the Patriots for a couple years, then he was with the Chiefs, then the Browns, then back to the Chiefs, then back to the Browns, and now he is a member of the New York Jets. He joins our 90-man roster. To be blunt, I mean, he's like an upgrade at QB3 over Brady Cook. That's basically all he is. Probably a practice squad guy, camp arm. We'll see what more comes of it beyond that, but that's what Bailey Zappi brings to the table. A fine move, doesn't move the needle, with all due respect, Bailey, and that's really all it is here. But our first quarterback move, check it off the bucket list, people. Check it off the bucket list, because it has happened. Hey, something else we could check off the bucket list. Look at this. Some memberships flying in from the high heavens from our number one Austrian Jets fan. Number one Austrian Jets fan, we appreciate you. That is now 18 raffle tickets. You were in first place, a familiar place for you, number one Austrian Jet fan. You were in first place in our contest after gifting that Boy Green Coffee Club membership. We'll actually have a massive announcement. Speaking of memberships, later in the show, Oscar the Grouch 755, you just received that Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Thank you, Austrian. Thank you. So I appreciate that. But yes, we'll have an announcement on memberships. We'll bring that up in a little bit. Appreciate it. So the first quarterback move, the first quarterback domino, if you want to call it that. I wouldn't, but if you want to, you can. Bailey Zappi is with the team. But like I said, I think the arrow, the needle, is not moved with this move. The Jets, in my humble opinion, need to add multiple quarterbacks this offseason, and Bailey Zappi, I'm afraid you don't count. I mean, multiple legitimate guys that could come in here and win some games. That's what the Jets need to do this offseason. And by hook or crook, trade, free agency, whatever. And then I want, on top of doing that, I want to draft a guy. So, that's where I'm at this point. That's where I'm at. So, Bailey Zappi, you are a New York Jet. Interesting news. That wasn't the only Jets player that was signed yesterday to a reserve future deal. He's going to join the 90-man roster. There's another player that was signed. We have an article in the YouTube description down below that I think people are totally overlooking, and it's interesting. Place kicker Lenny Craig. Lenny Craig was added to the roster. Now, for those who have forgotten, Nick Folk is pondering retirement at the age of 41. The Jets special teams unit was awesome last year. We all know that. And mostly everyone's under contract. Austin McNamara is under contract for the foreseeable future. Isaiah Williams is under contract for the foreseeable future. Thomas Hennessy, our long snapper return man, punter, this, that, or the other. One of the lone exceptions is Nick Folk. Now, Nick was awesome. For the third straight year, he finished with a 95+% conversion rate. He only missed one field goal all year long, and he's perfect on extra points. So if Nick Folk decides to hang it up, it won't be due to performance. He's been spectacular. It'll be because he, I guess, wants to spend more time with his family or something. I don't know. So he, right now, is the only kicker on the... He was, before this move, was the only kicker on the roster. And again, he's set to be a free agent in March. And again, he could just retire. So his future is totally up in the air from a football perspective. So the Jets added a little bit of insurance with Lenny Craig. Here's the story on old Lenny. He is of German descent, and he is a part of the NFL's International Pathway Program, is Lenny Craig. Okay? So this gives the Jets a kicker to... evaluate. He's 6'2", 214, was born in Germany last season. He was on the Atlanta Falcons practice squad. As we know, when you are a part of the NFL's International Pathway Program, you get a roster exemption. So normally teams are only allowed to have 16 players on the practice squad. But if you have a player who's part of the International Pathway Program, the IPP, you get a 17th spot. So he was on the Falcons all of last year as that 17th guy, the bonus roster spot. Again, the NFL is doing that for global expansion and, to give these guys a shot. They're not taking a spot away from a normal player. They're getting their own bonus spot, which I think is a great maneuver by the National Football League. So Lenny Craig has been added to this roster. Before joining the NFL, he previously played for Berlin Adler of the German Football League, and he played for the Stuttgart Surge of the European League of Football. So he's bounced around the European scene, and now he's here with the Jets. Again, hopefully this is one of those maneuvers, I was going to say similar to Bailey Zappi, but not really, that you don't have to, well, I don't ever want to, with all due respect, I don't ever want to have to see Bailey Zappi, because that would be terrible news for the quarterbacks in front of him, but specifically in this place kicker situation, because we would love Nick Folk to all come back. I mean, we all feel that way, I'm sure. We got 200 plus people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video here on YouTube and spread the love of all things Boy Green Daily as we make our chase to 10,000 subscribers. Let's go. But yeah, so Lenny Craig, some Nick Folk insurance added to the team. Bailey Zappi, the first quarterback move. And then there was one more addition, a former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, Mac Delana. Mac Delana, a wide receiver. He's 5'11", 180 pounds. He joined the Chiefs as an undrafted free agent. He didn't make the final roster. Then he had a brief stint with the Seattle Seahawks practice squad in November, and now the Jets signed him to a future contract for the 90-man roster. Delana was a first-team All-Mountain West selection in 2024, leading the team with 64 catches for just over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Hey, we can use as many receivers as we can get. So, Mac, return to the Mac. Welcome back. Well, not welcome back. I mean, this is his first time here, so welcome here, I guess. So, Mac, Craig, Zappy, a lot of weird names, but you're all part of the family now. And as players join the Army, other players inevitably leave the Army. I'm going to go to Dennis, okay, one of our many reporters that cover the team. He covers the team for the Associated Press. Dennis Wazak Jr. We're going to go to him because there's a group of players that have that the Jets allowed their contracts to expire. They did not re-sign them. They did not keep them. They said, no, we're good, actually. And this is that group of players. I'm going to throw it up on your screen, and then we'll walk through piece by piece for our audio-only listeners here on the program. For all the players that were Jets but are no longer Jets, they've exited stage left. Here is that group of players. Shout out to Dennis here on the program. Running back Raheem Blackshear. The Jets added him like literally ahead of week 18, and so his run with the Jets lasts a couple of weeks. We got Keelan Robinson. He had been on the team for a while. Wide receiver Trenton Irwin. He ended up never making it to the 53-man roster, a former Bengal. And he just cryogenically was frozen on the practice squad forever, so nothing ever happened. Tight end Nick Muse was there from earlier in the season. Again, we brought up the IPP, International Pathway Program. Leonda Wiegand, also of Germany. Jets have a thing for Germans, apparently. Hey, different strokes, different folks. Nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, Leonda got hurt, so he was on a IR version for the Jets from the practice squad, which opened up an opportunity for them to sign a different Pathway Program player who they're keeping. So Leonda, unfortunately, is gone. Fatorma Moba, who's been on and off the roster, undrafted free agent this past year out of West Virginia, very talented player. But ultimately, nothing happened here with the Jets. Jackson Sermon was on the roster all year long, all the way back from last year. He's actually spent a couple of years with the Jets, in and out with the team. He's gone. Jalen Mahoney, I'm going to be candid. I didn't even know he was on the roster, so sorry, Jalen. And then finally, Nick Needham. And the interesting point of bringing up Nick Needham is you guys may have seen this on social media, but his mother made a joke about the Jets. You know, Nick Needham, of course, didn't get a lot of PT for the Jets this year, naturally. And his mother said, well, boy, Nick could have gotten you a few picks this year because, of course, the Jets had 0. So thank you, Mrs. or Mama Needham, for the shot at the Jets. Not that we don't get enough of those already, Mama Needham. But to be honest, your joke is well received because, we didn't have any picks, so it's hard to believe that your son could have done worse. So probably, if he was in there, he might have gotten a pick, Mrs. Needham. And I would have loved it because I don't love having this black mark on the resume, many black marks on the resume that the Jets have acquired during this 15-year playoff drought. So, Mama Needham, salute to you, ma'am. Salute to you. Appreciate it. Let's go to, yes. How could we not go to this? A super chat from Jake Asman, your mama's favorite content creator. ESPN New York's finest. Here we go.
Wow.
A very pressing question from Jake Asman, a $2 super chat coming in. What does Aaron Glenn do well as a head coach? Which I can only respect Jake's dedication to the craft. Thank you, Jake. You have 4 raffle tickets this month, and you're $1 away from another one. You asked me what does he do well as a coach, but I'll actually answer this. I mentioned timing isn't one of those things because this is something else I wanted to get into, Jake Asman. So thank you for the super chat. What's going on, folks? What's going on? What's going on? Folks, is it just me? Or are things a little eerily quiet here on the frontation? On the plantation, on the whatever Asian, the train station. Okay. Things are a little eerily quiet. Where's all the firings? Jets haven't announced any firings after the season. Where's the interviews? The Jets have had one DC request, who I'm intrigued by, candidly, Durante Jones of the Vikings, coming from the Brian Flores system. I'm intrigued, but that's the only interview request. No one else for this DC job. We've heard the heavy rumors about Wink Martindale. Apparently the Jets are super serious about Wink. Okay? But no one else. No offensive names have been mentioned. I gave AG credit because, it seemed like he was pretty self-reflective at the press conference that changes had to happen. And we haven't seen any changes yet. Now, I don't have some sort of sick bloodlust. I'm just waiting for people to be fired. But, what is it? Today is Tuesday. Our Jet season ended on Sunday, January 4th. That was well over a week ago. So Sunday we had our first weekend where there's no Jets game. They are really taking their time here, is sort of what I'm getting at here. We've had one DC interview request. That was Durante Jones of the Vikings. So again, I'm intrigued by. We have the Wink Martindale stuff. Several insiders trumpeted that could visit the team and do an in-person interview at some point. Some people thought it happened last week, and then that was conflicting report. So we don't know, but apparently the Jets are interested in Wink Martindale. They had the Durante Jones thing, but that's it. No other defensive rumors we've heard in terms of coordinator. We've heard of names that Jim Leonard, this guy, but nothing has come of that yet. As far as I know, there's been zero names brought out there of people they could interview on the offensive circuit or they have interviewed. So that's weird. So it's just eerie. It's just eerie. Taylor Sterling says it hasn't been a weekend. It's actually been over a week, Taylor, as a matter of fact. It's been over a week since the season ended. So it's just eerie. I don't know. But we haven't heard anything. I'm seeing other teams, like the Cowboys have already interviewed like 3 or 4 guys for the defensive coordinator job. Like they are moving. They're interviewing Aaron Whitecotton, our former D-line coach, who's there in Dallas. They're interviewing Gannon. They're interviewing Jim Leonard. They're interviewing Durante Jones. Like there are names flowing here. And I hope the Jets interview a lot of different guys for the defensive coordinator job. I hope they do. I want to see different names, different systems, different schemes. I want to see people like Wink who are super experienced. I want to see people like Durante that maybe don't have experience as a play caller, but they come from a good system. Like I said, it's just eerie. I don't know. Yeah. Taylor says, no, sorry, about a week since a press conference. Sure. Yeah, right. But they had their coaching meetings at the end of last week. I don't know what else is to happen. Maybe I'm just an impatient person, potentially, I guess. But interesting. Mad Mertz says, don't care how long it takes, just get the right guy. Of course. I feel the same way. I could feel the same way. Taylor says we could be waiting to interview coaches on playoff teams. That would be available now, right? The Zoom process anyway. The in-person stuff, you have to wait a while, but I believe you're allowed to do some of the Zoom interviews now. Like Durante, obviously, it wasn't on a playoff team, but Jim Leonard, who the Cowboys are interviewing, he was on the number 1 seeded Broncos, or still is, rather. So, just interesting. I just want action, so maybe that's it. I just want action. Let's go to a couple comments I want to highlight here. Jesse Owen, he said this at the beginning of the show. Best mock draft I've seen had us trading back to number 3 with the Arizona Cardinals and picking up Kyler Murray for nothing. And then we draft Carnell Tate, the Ohio State wide receiver. So a couple of thoughts about this, because we're going to do a lot of mock drafts. We're going to talk about a lot of situations, a lot of scenarios. Some people in our audience do not like mock drafts. This is my sales pitch for someone who doesn't like mock drafts. Why do I think they're important? Why do you do a mock draft, Paul, in January when everything's going to change with free agency in March? To me, the mock drafts that we do either on this show or on your own, to me, is about learning. It's about us learning about prospects. It's about having conversations. Ooh, if we take a wide receiver first, what does that mean for 16? Oh, if we take a quarterback first, what does that mean for 16? I like having those conversations personally. So taking a superstar wide receiver is something I'm on board with, especially when they have direct ripple effects to your quarterback, whoever your quarterback may be. And in this case, to trade from 2 to 3, you would assume Arizona's moving up for a quarterback. So my only advice to the Jets is this. Jesse, I'm intrigued by the trade. I'm intrigued. Jets, if you don't take a quarterback, you better be right that that's not a guy. So, like, okay, if the Jets go through we're about to get Dante Moore's decision today or tomorrow on whether he's returning to Oregon or not. There's been a lot of signs that he could or couldn't. We'll see what happens. Let's wait for the official word. We've had a lot of speculation on that. But if he's available on the board at 2, and the Jets go, we evaluated him, but we're good, we'll let someone else take him. Because, again, let me make this clear. If Dante Moore's in this draft, which is good news for the Jets, whether the Jets want him or not, someone else is going to want him. So if the Jets don't like him at 2, someone else will like him at 2, which is good for the Jets because in that scenario, you could trade with another team, allow them to come up, give you a bunch of picks, which we need with our roster being terrible, and then have that team take him. But boy, you better be right, because if you say, nah, Dante Moore stinks, and then he's great, oh boy, that's going to be a very bad look for Mooch and Glenn. So you better be right if you're like, this guy ain't it. You better be right, because if you're wrong, that could be bad. But in theory, the idea makes sense. Drop from 2 to 3. In theory, if you're the Jets, you can take the same player 3 that you would have taken at 2 if you're not going to take a quarterback, because that's what Arizona would be moving up for. So I'm game. I'm game. That's something I can get behind. Sure. Yeah. Coochie saying, so are we Jet fans for the Seahawks now? Yeah. What's the final 4 now as we have them, or 8 rather, or whatever it is? Yeah, I guess 8 when you factor in the AFC and NFC, I suppose. What do we got here? All right. So we'll go side by side here. I don't need the wild card round anymore. That's over. Pour one out, by the way, for Aaron Rodgers. Whoop. There you go. Pour one out for old A-Rod. Just pour one out for Rodgers. I'll have thoughts on Rodgers. We can save those for a different time, but we'll throw that out there in the universe. So Bills Broncos. Obviously, we're all Denver. Jim Leonard, baby. 49ers Seahawks. I don't know how you guys feel. I love Sammy. So I'd love nothing more than for Sam Darnold to do great things. So totally. So my rooting interest. Fuck the Bills. So give me Denver. Give me Seattle. I love Sammy. Texans all day. Screw the Patriots, those bastards. And then Rams Bears. If you're a Mike LaFleur fan, I guess Rams. But I'm feeling the Bears. Although I got my boy Joe Branham, who's a diehard Rams fan, so I'm sorry for that. But you guys just won a Super Bowl, so don't be greedy. So yeah, I'm rooting Bears, Texans, Seahawks, Broncos. Yeah. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, you guys can be whatever fans you want. Unless we're trying to vote on to be who are we a collective fan of. I think it's Sammy. Sammy's awesome. I love Sam Darnold. That would probably be it. That would probably be it. I'll get into my Aaron Rodgers thoughts in a minute. And we'll also open up the phone lines on this program, but I'm going through your guys' comments here. And then we'll have a big announcement, which I'm really excited about. Yes, Mike McDaniel's interviewing at a lot of places, old Yank. Yeah, Cleveland. He's interviewing for the Lions OC job next week. So, yeah, he will have his choice. We'll see if he ends up getting another head coach gig immediately. Craig Mechanics. Did Harbaugh get hired by the Giants? A lot of fake shit going around, so I come to my boys for the right info. Absolutely not. He did not. So no worries, Craig. Harbaugh has not been hired yet. I would say the Giants are the favorite in my mind. And there's a lot of, what's the right word for this? Positioning, fronting, something of that nature is the word I'm looking for, somewhere in that word salad. Like, so the Falcons tweeted out, we just completed an interview with Harbaugh, which would seem to indicate that Harbaugh holds the Falcons in a high regard if that was the first interview that he did. But apparently, it's been told that it was a virtual interview and the Falcons were just fronting on social media. And then the Giants are the one that flew to Harbaugh's house in Baltimore, I guess, or wherever he lives. And they did an in-person interview. So, yeah, there's a lot of fronting happening here. But the latest sourcing from Connor Hughes, who covers the Jets and the Giants, says that it's basically a two-horse race between the Falcons and the Giants. We'll see if that's true. I heard some whispers about the Titans, so maybe we get a surprise. But yeah, if you're a Jets fan, obviously you don't want to see him in the AFC East. So no, he has not been hired. I imagine he's going to take his time, but we'll see what happens, I guess. And this is not official, but I heard rumors from my guy, Jimmy Manchild on the MC Show digital channel, that we could see Tomlin let go this week or traded, one of the other. So keep an eye out for that. Steelers one and done again. They won a playoff game in 9 years. They have not won a playoff game since the 2016 season. 10 years, as a matter of fact. 9 years, I guess, by year, but 10 years by season. So he said Tomlin could be let go. So we'll see if his sourcing was right. Nanga Iboko says, I don't want a Robin to Garrett Wilson's Batman. I want two Batmans. Sure. Yeah, all right. Now, the only problem is we saw how two Batmans work with Devontae. So I think it's critically, just on this entire theme, I think it's critically important for the Jets to get someone opposite of Garrett that commands defense's respect. Garrett is spectacular and unfortunately only played in 7 games this past season. But we want someone opposite of him so when they're both on the field together, defense got to go, geez, what are we going to do? We got Garrett Wilson over here. We got this other wide receiver over here. How we defending this? You know, so I want them to have those difficult conversations in that weird accent. And also, if God forbid, and I'm not, okay, God forbid, I don't want Garrett to get hurt anymore. The 10 games he missed this past season were the first games missed of his career. So he'd been Mr. Availability. But you don't want Garrett to go down and the whole house of cards fall. Because that's what happened this past year. Garrett Wilson was the guy, and he was on pace for another career season in catches, yards, and touchdowns. And we're like, woohoo! He got hurt, and then the rest of the receiver room was booty cheeks. And we're like, geez, this sucks. And so if you have another guy, whether it's Garrett or the guy, and one of them go down, you still have another guy. We're like, okay, like it's not great. We'd prefer both, but we could survive with one for a period of time. So, yeah, from that perspective. So, Nanga, you want a Batman, that's fine. That's totally fine. Let's go to Solomon on Twitter. Hey, BG, do you know why no one talks about Carson Beck as an option for the Jets? He has taken his team to the College Football National Championship game. Well, as Johnny Boy is in our comments section, and he's out there in the universe, Carson Beck's time at Georgia was rocky, to say the least. So I think that's a reason why. Carson Beck does not appear at this point to be in the first-round conversation, but hey, there's the Combine, there's Senior Bowl, there's the East-West Shrine Game, there's Pro Days. Like, there was a lot of time for quarterbacks to change the narrative, Solomon. Thank you for the question on Twitter. So no, I think it's his inconsistencies throughout his collegiate career, and he's been in college for like ever. He's like going to school to be a doctor or something for how long he's been in school. So that teams don't always love. Like, why did he stay in school so long? And then the inconsistencies you don't love. But then the Miami magical carpet ride they're on is pretty cool. So, again, I said this earlier this offseason or at the end of the season. We as Jet fans should not just outright dismiss any quarterback option that is brought up. So, Solomon, you're like, hey, Carson Beck. Someone else I saw brought up Kyler Murray. Someone else brought up someone else. Someone else brought up someone else. So we go through them, through. We should not just go, that guy sucks. We suck, okay? So we shouldn't just be throwing rock from our glass house over here. We should evaluate every option legitimately and weigh the pros and the cons. And again, we've done a few quarterback shows, and we're going to do many more this offseason, where I throw a name out there, and then we'll do a poll, and I'll be like, what do you guys think of this guy? This random guy. Like, right? Like, we did the Kyler Murray show with Benjamin Albright. Kyler Murray, how do you guys feel? And maybe they'll come back up if more rumors come up. Do you want him? Yes or no? Pros and cons. He does this. He doesn't do this. And so we'll go through it. But my gut, Solomon, based on everything we know, is the inconsistencies earlier in college are what happened there. Let's keep rolling here. Hep says, Dante Moore looks 3 to 4 years away from becoming NFL ready. He doesn't fit our timeline. I think 3 to 4 years is aggressive, Hep. 3 to 4 years, that's whatever the word is. That's too much. I don't think so. To me, I don't even know what that would. Canada, I don't even know what that would mean. 3 to 4 years. What have you seen that makes you think that he's 3 to 4 years away? I don't see that. To me, I think he does need time, and we'll talk about this if and when he enters the draft this week. We will 1,000% do a show on what the data says from a historical perspective and what needs to happen. I wrote an article about it already this week, but I want to wait to have that show until we know Dante Moore's future. And again, that deadline is tomorrow. So he doesn't have to wait till the end of the deadline. He could announce it today, for instance. But when that show happens, Sep, I promise we will have that show this week of walking through this, of what I would want to see if the Jets are to draft him or not. If he goes back to school, then the conversation is moot. But yeah, I'm willing to have that show conversation, and we will this week. If he's on board, then we will certainly see it. Ah, yes, Mad Merch with a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Let's go. Appreciate that. Let's add that to your raffle ticket total. Mad Merch, you are up to 8 raffle tickets so far this month. Let's add you to our big board here. Let's see, Mad Merch, that puts you there with in 5th place with Big Country. Big Country. You're now back on the top 5 leaderboard, Mad Merch. Beautiful. Let's read a new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club from Mad Merch. Thank you, Mad Merch, for sending that along here on the program. Beautiful. That membership went to Jigga Celsa Porto. Welcome back to the Boy Green Coffee Club, and thank you, Mad Merch, for that. This is a great time to do this, so let's do it. First off, for people that are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. How you doing? Okay, welcome to the show. Get comfy if you'd like. We've got over 400 people in the room watching across our social media platforms, including 120 on YouTube. Please like the video here on YouTube. It's right there available down below. That's how this Jet show gets in front of other Jet fans in the universe. So, folks, please, that would be wonderful if you could do that. And if you're new around here, we do raffles every single month on this channel. And all you have to do to be eligible for said raffle is spend $3 on the channel at any point during the month. If you want multiple raffle tickets, then you can buy multiple raffle tickets. Those are fair game as well. Obviously, the more raffle tickets you have, the better your odds are. On February 1st, so the first of every month, we reveal the raffle winner. And you guys see it's transparent as all heck. A spinning wheel, and if someone has 10 raffle tickets, they got a 10-vote slice. If you have 50, then you have a 50-vote slice. It spins, and it lands on whoever it lands. Here are our items for this month, which are pretty cool. We've got a flip coin, a mint flip coin. This is an official piece of jewelry. It's from the National Football League. Comes with a certificate of authenticity, has the Jets logo on it from this season. You have a Jets polo, brand new. You have a Jets rivalry hat, brand new from this season. You have the Boy Green Woody tailgate package, which is that shirt, koozies, bottle openers, all kinds of fun stuff. And we'll give you 2 items for the Boy Green merch shop. That's a brand new Boy Green coffee mug and a brand new Boy Green coffee t-shirt. So all of those items just for $3. Don't say it's possible, but it is, baby. So make sure you guys take full advantage of that. And we have a massive announcement here on the show. So we'll get to it right now. And I see we have other super chats and conversations to get to, folks. I've been thinking about this for a long time. And now we're revealing. We started this channel 5 years ago in September. 5 years ago in September of this past year. And we're heading into year 6. Year 6 will hit in September, right before the season starts of the 2026 season. And I wanted to do something cool. Because yesterday it sort of hit me. Like, I've been thinking about this for a while, but yesterday it sort of hit me when we were doing that massive draft show. And there's a few people that said, Paul, we want to interact more. And yesterday, when people are coming on to do 40 picks for the New York Jets with 10 2-round mock drafts, sometimes we're not having the conversations that I'm having right now with the comment section where you guys sort of drive the conversation. Hey, Paul, what about Aaron Rodgers? Hey, Paul, what about this? And we're just talking. We're chatting it up. It could be about life. Could be about football. Could be about what have you. But there has been a way for you guys to support the show by being a Boy Green Coffee Club member. That's the name of our community, the Boy Green Coffee Club. And it's $2.99 a month for people that want to join the Boy Green Coffee Club and be a member and have a loyalty badge and emojis and have all this fun. But I wanted to provide another option. I'm not changing the price of the Boy Green Coffee Club. The Boy Green Coffee Club is the coffee club. It's $2.99 a month, and everyone that wants to be a part of that, I hope you continue to be a part of it. But I wanted to add an extra layer to the conversation for even more diehard Boy Green Jet fans. And let's see, I don't know if this is going to be a proper drum roll, but a little bongo-ish, but all right, nonetheless, we're introducing a new YouTube membership level here on the Boy Green Coffee Club, and it is available right now. Now, again, this is unaffected by the Boy Green Coffee Club, which is $2.99, but we are introducing the double espresso shot. Next level. We're keeping it coffee themed, people. The next YouTube membership level, which is double. It's $5.99 a month. It's a double espresso shot membership level. It includes all the previous membership, qualifications that you get. You get a loyalty badge. You get access to our emojis. You get early access to new videos. You get member shoutouts and priority replies and comments. But what we're doing new, and it hit me yesterday, is more members-only content. Members-only shorts, members-only live streams where literally we all come in the room and we get to talk about whatever the hell you guys want. And only you guys can watch the show. Normal people in the audience can't. And following each other on social media. So Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. And connecting on all those social media levels because it just feels like we should take this to another level. So, folks, it is available for you, for anyone that wants to become the first, or maybe there has been, because I'm about to dive back into the comment section, the Double Espresso Shot YouTube membership group. Again, it does not affect you if you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member. You don't have to do anything if you just want to stay a Boy Green Coffee Club member. But if you want to take it to the new level that's now available, $5.99 a month. That is the Double Espresso Shot League, or not league, although we do have a fantasy football league. One of our fantasy football leagues has the same name, Double Espresso Shot. That gave me the idea as I was thinking about it. And yes, so people, you could join the new YouTube membership group, and we will be doing members-only live streams every month to connect even closer as a coffee club community. And like I said, it hit me yesterday when people were talking about more interactions and more community stuff. And it just hit me. So we'll see if that's something that is interesting to you guys. Feel free to join the brand new army of the Boy Green Double Espresso Shot. So here we go. Awesome. And really excited for a new level of commitment that I can do for you guys, the fans. So Jet fans out there in the morning. So let's go. That's something you guys can, I believe it allows you to upgrade as well. So if you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member, it should let you bump up to the Double Espresso Shot if that's what you want to do. Shout out to, we got Terrence here. He says, I've been absent, but I'm still a Coffee Club member. Amen. I appreciate that, Terrence. Thank you so much. So that's awesome. Yeah, baby. So we'll see. So Double Espresso Shot is now officially available. Coochie says he's a double espresso bronze medalist here, so feel free to claim your spot, buddy. They're in the new YouTube membership group, so here we go. Nice. All right, let's go to two things here. We've got a super chat coming in from our guy, our number one Austrian Jets fan, a member shout out. Hey now.
Wow.
BG is freaking numero uno. Thank you, number one Austrian Jets fan. I've always appreciated your support. So passionate. And everyone loves you in the chat. So a member for 16 months. Thank you, our number one Austrian Jets fan, baby. We will see who ends up becoming the first member of the Double Espresso Shot YouTube membership group for the Jets. So we'll see what happens. I can't wait. Whoever is going to be number one to that new group. But as we wait for whoever that may be out in the audience, let's get a super chat in here. This one's from our guy, Lou B, super Jets fan.
Wow.
Let's add this to Lou B's raffle ticket total so far this month. Appreciate that, Lou B. You're $1 away from another raffle ticket. We could get to that at some point later this month. What would be a fair price to trade pick with Arizona? I love these questions. I am a NFL draft nerd. So I love the NFL draft value chart and breaking this down. So Luby, thank you so much for asking this question. So here's how the draft value chart works. The Jets have the second overall pick. That is worth 2,600 points, according to the draft value chart. The Cardinals pick third overall. That is worth 2,200 points based on the chart, which means that there is a 400-point gap between the New York Jets and the Arizona Cardinals. Now, a couple of key points here. First off, trades are not always equal. You don't always have to equal the point total, and that guarantees a deal. Teams can say no. Every team has their own values chart system, so some teams value picks differently, of course. But it's sort of a guideline is probably the good way to put it. I think the proper price, and again, you also have to factor this in. When you're moving up for a quarterback, the price is more because Arizona could be competing with. So let's play out the scenario. Dante Moore enters the draft this week. The Jets, for whatever reason, they're not interested in Dante Moore. Arizona's like, we want him. Cleveland at 6 is like, we want him. I'm trying to think of any other teams. So we'll keep it to those teams. So Arizona at 3 and Browns at 6. Browns, by the way, their 6th overall pick is worth 1,600 points. So that's a 1,000-point difference. So that's a significant margin to go from 6 to 2. Arizona is only 400 points. And for context, 400 points is a middle-of-the-road second-round pick in terms of value, is how it's valued of the difference. Now, the difference between the 2 to 6 drop is a 1,000-point difference. So, for instance, for Cleveland to make that deal, if they were going to move up, their 39th overall pick, which is their second-round pick, is 510 points. So they have 2 first-round picks. So the 28th overall pick, which is what it is at this point, is worth the 660 points. Okay, so they could give up. They'd probably, for Cleveland to move up from 6 to 2, they'd have to give up 6, 28, and probably their second-round pick, their 39th overall, unless they split it over multiple years and did something like that. Or the Jets could demand their 2027 first instead of the back end of first-round first. So you could do that instead. So Cleveland, you probably need to give up 6 overall, 28th overall, and 39th overall for the Browns move from 6 to 2. Are the Jets comfortable dropping down to 6 and still getting who's ever available? Probably, because if Cardell Tate's there, if one of the pass rushers is there, I'm trying to just walk it out in my head. Who could possibly? I mean, we've talked about our boy Jeremiah Love. That would be reckless. So that could make sense. A corner, if you think one of the corners, we just had the draft professors on yesterday. They think 2 corners could go in the top 10, so you could go corner. So the Jets, long story short, have so many needs that would be very intriguing to drop to 6 for Arizona to make up the difference. Now, this would be an overpay based on the draft value chart, but if the Cardinals moved up from 3 to 2, their 34th overall pick, they have the second pick of the second round. We have the first pick, they have the second pick. So it's worth 560 points. So to use that to flip from 3 to 2 would be an overpay. But overpays happen when we're talking about trade-ups for quarterbacks here. So if I'm the Jets, I demand that 34th overall pick if they want to move up. And to be honest, I may even decline it because Cleveland's offer may be more intriguing to get 2 1s, so a pick swap and another 1 and a second. If I drop down to 6 instead of just dropping down 1 spot, it depends how much I love the blue chip players to the top of the draft. So that's another probably layer to it as well to consider, I would say. Yeah. Terrence Hill jumps in to say we should have a different name.
Wow.
He says we should call it the Boy Green Espresso Club. All right. I'll consider that, Terrence. That makes a lot of sense for people if they wanted that to keep it the theme of Boy Green Coffee Club, Boy Green Espresso Club. That could make sense. We can always change the name. Okay. I'll consider that, Terrence. But who wants to be? We'll see. Who wants to be the first member of that Boy Green Espresso Club? We'll see in the comment section. We'll see if we get that today. That'd be terrific. But good question, Lou B. Good question, Lou B. on the Super Chat. I love answering those draft questions. That's terrific. Renzel on Twitter. BG, I believe our best option for wins next year is Kyler Murray, Tyrod, and Trinidad late round 2. Don't force pick and get him in 2027 while Kyler keeps us fun and in games. Again, Kyler Murray has a terrible reputation, as Jet fans are seeing in the audience, for the video game stuff and everything else. And I would just say this, the pure number stuff, he would bring a level of respectability to the Jets from that standpoint of touchdowns and running around. He's one of the most dynamic dual threat quarterbacks we've seen in the last 20 years. If he has another average season, we talked about this, he'll be top 10 in quarterback rushing all time, which is impressive. Tyrod, again, I just don't love no offense to Tyrod. He just can never stay healthy. So I'd be afraid of that, especially Kyler coming off his own injury concerns. To have two injury concerned guys and then a rookie would be concerning. But Trinidad, older prospect, shorter. That'd be interesting. But what I want, here's basically my plan, Renzo, is I want to win games in 2026. So give me a quarterback that can do that. If you think that's Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray, whoever, I want to win games now and do that and win. Also, at the same time, I want to develop someone behind the scenes. So I want to do both. And I think you can do both. I don't think I'm asking for the world and the stars, to be honest. But that's a good thought. I was going to call you Trinidad. Renzel for Trinidad. That could be possible. Now, let me keep going on the comments section here. I get some Malik Willis love in the chat. Sure. Taylor Sterling, that could be possible. He's going to be an option there for sure. That could totally be an option. I could see that. Old Yank says, how does one upgrade, BG? I believe, I've never done this before with multiple levels, Old Yank. I believe if you are, if you just hit the money sign on YouTube, if you're watching on your computer, or maybe you could do it from your phone, you should see that it says Boy Green Coffee Club and then this Double Espresso Club, which we may have to change the name if everyone agrees. I'll put a poll up to see if everyone agrees with Terrence there to either switch it to the new name. We'll put that poll up in a second. And it should just allow you to go to that next level. So if that does not work, let me know and I'll put it in the chat. And look at this. I can only assume that Austrian Jets fan just did it, baby. He is the first member of the Double Espresso Shot group. Whoa. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, wait a second here. My YouTube's jumping all over the place. Let's confirm that Austrian Jets fan just did it. And Austrian did. We have a new member to our brand new YouTube membership. Wow, wow, wow. Here we go. You know, it's very early in the process. We want to make sure we call it what it should be called. So I will put up a poll in just a few minutes when we open up the phone line so you guys can vote and let us know. Do you want it to be Boy Green Double Espresso Shot or some, the Boy Green Espresso Club? So interesting. So Austrian, thank you for being the first one. Historic to the Double Espresso Shot League, which again, if you guys are just joining us, we have added a new YouTube membership level. It's currently called Double Espresso Shot, although we may have to switch it. It's Boy Green Coffee Club, so maybe Boy Green Espresso Club would make more sense. But we're going to do more members-only content for you guys, the fans. Members-only shorts, member-only live streams every month, and following each other on social media. Or I can follow you, rather. You can follow me if you want to. And I will follow you on social media. You let me know all your social media platforms, and I'll hit you up. And we could be more connected than ever before. So let's freaking go. Number one Austrian Jet fan. What a massive, massive thing. That's great. Here we go, baby. Woohoo!
Jets, Jets.
Go, Mikey. Kevin James.
Kevin James. I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
There we go. Shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan. So I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay. Double Espresso Shot or the Boy Green Espresso Club. Okay. Let us know. I've just put that poll up on YouTube, and I will use your guys' feedback on that because we may have to make it immediate audible to the name. So thank you, Austrian, for joining the army, baby. Terrific. And again, I'm looking forward to all the extra content we can do for you guys. That's going to be pretty gosh darn cool. So make sure you guys vote on that baby. All right, we'll open up the phone lines here in just a minute. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Taylor Strong says, I'm going to need a Boy Green vanilla latte. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have a whole shop here with everything ready for you guys for all the alterations. Easy with a $2 super chat. Easy.
Wow.
We need a mid-level, like a latte membership. It's a good point. We will have to consider another membership level in the middle, a latte membership, perhaps. Yeah, I got to work on all the coffee names. That's true. It's a good point, Easy. We got to factor that in. We definitely have to factor that in. There's no question about it. But I love it. Let's keep the love going. So make sure you guys vote on the poll on YouTube. Again, we've introduced a new membership level. But I'd love to know what you guys believe it should be called. One or the other. Terrence had the idea that it should be keep the name of the, Boy Green Coffee Club, Boy Green Espresso Club. Like that makes sense. So let's see. Let's see. Hep asks, what does the Boy Green Espresso Club get you? Well, yeah, like I said, let me throw this back up on the screen. Again, it hit me. Yes, I've been thinking about it for a while. Like, what do I want to do? What more do I want to do? And then it hit me yesterday that like people kept asking for more interactions. And for yesterday's show, like a lot of interactions are tough because we've got someone making 40 picks for the Jets. So there's not a lot of time for dilly-dally. Like, so it was just very up, draft picks. And again, I thought it was very knowledgeable. Thank you to the draft professors for coming in. But I said, we need more content that's just for the fans. And so what we will be doing for that new membership level is members-only shorts. Those are the short-form content you guys may see on YouTube, where we're going to do a ton more of that, and only you guys will see it. No one else in the public can see it. And connecting on social media. I will follow you guys all on social media, on any of your social media platforms. And then I think the creme de la creme reason is going to be the members-only live streams every month, where we just get to do shows together, me and the fans, and no one else can watch it, so it won't be publicly viewable. So it'll be sort of our own private Boy Green Espresso Club, where we could talk about whatever you want. We could talk about Jets. I could give career podcasting advice. I could talk about my life. We could talk about your life. Anything and everything that's on the table. It's supposed to be basically a more intimate experience between, whoops, I didn't mean to X that. It's just supposed to be a more intimate experience where we can talk more and connect more, quite frankly. And like I said, it just really sort of smacked me yesterday about it. And that's something I want to do. So hopefully, like I said, it's something a lot of you guys vibe with and are intrigued by, and we'll do it. Mad Merch is a complete different direction. What about the tea party? Oh, that's a fun one. Okay. I hate tea, but that's a fun one. Sure. I like that idea. Brian Farrell says, hit that like button. Make sure you guys do so. Yes, sir. Please hit that like button on the video. Hennessy Heisman, a decaf membership. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, decaf. There's a lot of different options. A lot of Irish coffee. Wow, we're getting a lot of different stuff in here. Some Jack Daniels. All right, there we go. And look, Joshua Langley has been the second member to the double espresso shot, name potentially pending new level. All right, let's take a look at the poll. The poll is crushing it right now. So I've made a clear mistake that I even called it double espresso shot. So it may need an immediate name change to the Boy Green Espresso Club, because that is dominating. 80% of the votes are on the Boy Green Espresso Club. So we'll keep that in mind. Name pending, but all the changes are legit. So Joshua Langley, welcome, baby. And Cecilia, you guys both. That's terrific. Thank you guys so much for joining the new YouTube membership level, baby. That is terrific. I can't wait to, like I said, connect on an even better level, which will be awesome. So this is exciting. Frankie says, how about a Boy Green Jet Therapy Club? Well, those prices per month are going to have to be a little bit more expensive. I've heard what those therapy people charge. Unbelievable. It's hundreds of dollars a month, for God's sakes. But Boy Green Jet Therapy, that may be necessary. That's sure. Beautiful. So, yes, we have two brand new members. So, thank you, Joshua and Cecilia Langley's, the Langley clan, and thank you to number one Austrian Jet fan. So, you guys will have that option available. Feel free to take full advantage. We have 500 people in the room. Let's do this. We'll take a timeout, and we will welcome in your phone calls here on the channel because it's a show by the people for the people. Let's freaking go. More coming up after this, folks.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. I'm talking Jets football, man. Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. The New York Jets football club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Bright Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets. Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Bright Green. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go!
Let's freaking go, as Hep says there, baby. Let's go. We got 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. If you're just joining us and you're like, hey, what the hell is all this first quarterback move and Nick Folk insurance? All that jazz is in the YouTube article description link, or you guys can, like I said, just rewind the show. It's on the replay, so feel free to do that at your own convenience. All right, let's go to the phone lines. It's a pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25 if you'd like to call in. We start off with Mr. Famous Fulton.
Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
Did all right. I'm going to be 27 next Tuesday.
Wow. Happy early birthday, Mr.
Thank
Famous
you.
Fulton. Wow.
Thank you. Yep. So, yeah, it's going to be a good week and a good weekend for next week.
Oh, that's terrific. Awesome for you, man. I'm so happy. That's so cool.
Yep. So, let me see. I have some meetings going on next week.
Okay.
So I'm going to be doing my my first training for life for Special Olympics next Tuesday.
Oh, congratulations.
Yep. So that means I've got to be working out lately and then trying to get my exercising more complicated, so I got to get that done, and it's just gonna be a lot of difficult things I got to try. So,
well, you're an absolute trooper, pal. So you're gonna power through this because you're Mr. Famous Fulton, for goodness sake, buddy.
Yes. Yep. And congratulations on the new membership.
Thank you. Yes, it's a very exciting and let's officially pop the bubbly here, as the kids say, Mr. Famous Fulton, because thank you to Terrence Hill's suggestion, T-Smooth, we have officially changed the name to the Boy Green Espresso Club.
Number 44.
Yes. That would be a good one for you.
Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts.
So what is...
Give me some!
Here with that icky shuffle, baby. Again, that is the Boy Green Espresso Club is the new name. And this is what I love, people, because when I come up with stupid names, they're stupid. But when the people get to pick the name, like the Boy Green Coffee Club, the people made that name. I didn't make that name. You people made that name. So now it only makes sense that for the new membership level that you in the audience made sure that we had the name right. So welcome officially to the Boy Green Espresso Club, baby. The brand new level here on the channel, which is terrific. So yeah, it's great. Thank you for the kind words, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Yep, and Paul, we got one more thing to say. Hoosiers! Go Hoosiers!
On Monday.
And
yes, sir.
And what do you think about the new Chicago Bears stadium coming to Indiana?
Oh wow, that's terrific. Is that official?
They haven't made it official yet. They said when I was watching the news yesterday, they said they're going to put it in northern Indiana or Gary, Indiana. Not sure what's going to be happening, but hopefully pretty soon they will have more updates.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Well, congratulations. That's terrific. And I can't wait for further updates, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Sounds great. I will keep you updated.
Thanks, Mr. Famous Fulton. Thank you for joining us here on the program. And I see we're getting even more new members to this brand new Boy Green Espresso Club. This is terrific. So let's give some massive shout outs here on the program. Let's see who else has joined the Army. So again, we mentioned the Langleys are now in. That's terrific. Now we've got Craig Mechanics. He's now in, baby, which is awesome sauce. Oh, yeah, baby. And, well, first off,
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Craig, and here's a new perk that I did not include, and it's not in the bio, but I will add it. Every person that joins, either by upgrade, by hook or crook, either by just joining the Boy Green Espresso Club, or upgrades to the Boy Green Espresso Club, we will give you 5 raffle tickets automatically for the current contest. So 5 bonus raffle tickets. Normally they're $3 a piece, but you get them at a deal for jumping to the Boy Green Espresso Club level, which is it's espresso, so it's a double espresso, so it's double. Normally the Boy Green Coffee Club is $2.99 a pop. This is $5.99 a pop for this new YouTube membership level. So you get 5 raffle tickets added in automatically. So we will do that for all of our brand new members here, which we have 3, which is awesome. So thank you so much. So Austrian Jet Fan, that takes you to 23 raffle tickets, which is awesome. Craig will add those 5 to your previous total for this month. So thank you guys so much for the support. You know, this is just humbling. It's so cool that we're going to be able to do a lot more of this cool stuff together. So, Craig, welcome to it, baby. That is 5 raffle tickets for you, which is great. We'll also do it for the Langleys. That's 5 raffle tickets for you as well. So thank you, everybody, for the strong support so far. Let's friggin' go. Let's go. All right, everybody, let's go back to the phone lines here on the program. We got several people waiting here on the show. Up next is Hep.
Hey, guys. Hey, Paul. I'll have to talk to my wife about this.
Sure. Yeah, that's all right.
Because, you know, I'm kind of technically challenged. I was happy I got on the show just to get the ring on.
That's true. Amen. Blessed be he. Right. So, okay, we'll see what the gods allow for that.
Okay. I just want to give a big shout out to Indy and praying for him.
Yes,
I know he's going through some shit, you know. Now that chemo is going to take a lot out of you. I want you to, Indy, look into peptides. They help on the cellular level, the mitochondria, and they help with all that stuff and cell repair. Because the treatment is a bitch too. The treatment is like, you know, so, but you know, you're a strong guy. You know, you got people behind you, got a lot of love with you. So I know you're going to be fine. But
thank you for saying that, Hap.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle, but you're going to be good. All right. And I don't know what else really much to say. You know, we're kind of in the doldrums and stuff like that at this time this season.
Okay, just tell me this on feeling, Hep, okay? Because
Okay.
I mentioned it at some point randomly on the show somewhere. That it's sort of eerie right now. Like, again, maybe I'm just being impatient, which is possible. I guess I could be impatient. I thought I was a patient guy, but maybe not. It's been a weekish since the Jets spoke. We anticipated firings on the staff, like people were going to get tossed out the door. I've been checking constantly the Jets website because I would assume be the first place that they start removing people from the website if people were no longer coaching. And there's been no activity from that perspective. And even so, okay, the firings is one thing. The hirings or new digging that they may be doing on any new coaching staff, it's interesting that there hasn't even really been a bunch of buzz about that. So maybe they're keeping the leaks at a minimum and we're just going to start getting surprises, I guess. But is it eerie bad, eerie good? What's the feelings inside that Hep body about the silent treatment, which is basically what we've had for a week now?
It's a little discerning. I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest with you. Because, you know, we've dealt with these kind of like, I don't know, just like dragging their feet kind of a situation.
Right.
Even with the past coaches and missing out on the big prize, it seems like a lot of times. But yeah, I hope he's not too stubborn, Glenn, and he realizes, okay, this is a mistake. let me pivot to this right away. Let's not waste time here. Let's keep going. Where Solid was just so forgiving forever. He given, and but whatever. I mean, we're in it now, and as I said, I think it's like a 2-year build. I don't expect much next year, but as long as we see improvement, I'm okay with it.
Of course, right. Which again is desperately what all of us want there in the universe. So please.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, Paul. See you on the rebound, bud.
Appreciate you, Hep. There you go, baby. So again, thank you guys so much. I'm going to keep going back to the phone lines because we have plenty of callers to get to, of course. But yes, all the people that are doing it. For people asking, how do you upgrade? Craig Mechanics said, took me a second. It's in the top right-hand corner of upgrade. So hopefully that helps anyone who is attempting to try to do so and trying to click the button, because again, we have just introduced a new YouTube membership level. It is the Boy Green Espresso Club. We changed the name. So Terrence, thank you for the name suggestion. And again, I love that you guys suggested the name. I'm glad I couldn't come up with anything because I'm an idiot. So it's better for all you guys out there because you guys named yourself in the first place this beautiful Boy Green Coffee Club. So apparently for anyone that is currently a Boy Green Coffee Club member and they're trying to jump to the next level, it's in the top right corner upgrade. Again, I'm new to this too. I've only had one membership level my entire time here, so this is new to me as well. But feel free, and again, to give a quick plug here for all these. You'll get the members only shorts, the connecting on social media, members only live streams, and the 5 bonus raffle ticket to any raffle in which that you enter it for. That would obviously be our January raffle. And then the most important part of what Hep said is nothing of what I just said. It's Indy, and our prayers are with Indy, and we love Indy, and we're a community, and we come together for our people. So we're praying for you, and we're sending our love to you, Indy, and it was absolutely awesome. Again, I'll never forget the tailgate. The tailgate is just awesome to meet you for the first time. So I went to, sometimes I see you guys show up in these virtual boxes. I'm like, how is this person going to be live? Like Bad Shot, for instance. Like, how's that bastard going to be live? And then here he is, and then here he was. I got to meet him and his wife, and it was awesome. And I'll tell you, on India, it's like, okay, what is this going to be like? And it went way past my wildest dreams, that's for sure.
Paul, when you met me, you were like, that is one bad man right there. Like, you didn't have to guess. You weren't like,
no,
who is this guy? You're like, you could just feel it. It's like Dragon Ball Z. You could just sense my power level. When you stumbled across me, you're like, that's Badshaw right there. He smells
it was
like
sort of my
chicken
glasses,
wings
because it goes like, well, his level is over 10,000. Yeah, so there was that for the Dragon Ball Z people in our audience that got that. You're welcome.
I love it. Yeah, I think just for people out there that are having difficulties, I think we had talked about this in the past. There is something with iPhones where I think you have to get on a laptop and do it. So for those who are having issues, you may have to get on a laptop. And maybe something's changed. It's been 19 months since I've became a member, so stuff may have changed. But
nice flex there, by the way, Badshaw. Very nice flex. Yeah, when I was a member 19 months ago, unlike some of you, that was very nice. It was very subtle, but I noticed it. Thank you. I saw that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, so I'll definitely be joining when I get home.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
I will tell you. So
yes, sir.
I wanted the name. I liked the original name, but I wanted to put your name in front of it. So I wanted it to be Boy Green Double Shot. And this is why. And when you have a big group of people, no one's ever going to agree on one thing.
I guess that's true.
I definitely like the way you've got it. But when I hear double, like when you put double in the name, it just sounds like you're getting more for your money to me.
Because that's sort of what I thought, right? Because to get inside my brain, which is a dangerous place to go, but to get inside my brain when I was thinking about this, I was like, because that's our fantasy football league, or one of them for people who are in it. We have 2 fantasy leagues. That's through our Discord. One is the coffee club. One's the double espresso shot. I'm like a double, like a second, like different. And then when I was thinking of YouTube memberships, I'm like, what can I do more? And I went, oh, double, boom, boom. It makes sense. That explains you have one shot. Nothing wrong with one shot. We've all had those. But why not a second one? Double. So yes, that's a good point. Losing the double is trouble. So we'll have to evaluate if there's a third way to get double. We'll work on that. Yeah.
Well, man, I really I like what you're trying to do with the whole thing and getting us more interactive with each other. You know, some of us we got to meet at the meet and greet and whatnot at the Jets Cowboys game, but there's a lot of people couldn't make it. A lot of people that want to be involved, and there's some people that just can't meet up, and so I think this will be something new and different for us. And you know, people that do like their double shots, they tend to be crazy bastards, and
Yeah, that's true.
you know, you're gonna get a lot of crazy bastards in this thing, because I mean, well, that's just how we are. I mean, we love Jets football.
Mm-hmm.
I really haven't had much positive stuff to say about the Jets
Sure,
the
naturally.
past few months, but you know, there's always next season, and that's kind of what I was going to talk to you about.
Hey, real quick before we go there, I just want to say that when I was attempting to explain it, and thank you, Frankie, you're not an idiot, you're a moron. Thank you for recalibrating that. I appreciate that. I think it's exactly what you just said. After we went to that tailgate, and for the people that know, they know. For those who didn't go, you don't know. There's no way I could possibly explain it. But for all of us to be these virtual boxes of Badshaw and Old Yank and all these guys that we're all in here, and we see each other this way, and this is cool. I'm glad that we have this. Without this, there is no that. But like that experience again, to meet each other, that experience of just letting our guards down. We're just talking. We're just all hanging out. We're just whatever happens. We're talking about the food. We're talking about the drinks. We're talking about the Jets. We're talking about life. We're talking about, hey, this person just got married. This person just happened to this. I wanted to bottle that up. Is it possible? Is it just a live thing and then we're just live and that's the only way to do it? Or is there a different way? And you just said it. There are going to be some people that no matter how big a fans they are of everything, they're just not going to be able to do it for whatever reason. Maybe we got someone in Alaska, for God's sakes. I don't know. That there's no possible way that they're ever going to be able to attend one of these. So to have a way that's affordable, that we can all still do that cool thing, I think it's do it every month is just like, man, that's it. You just bottled it up perfectly. That's exactly what I want this to be.
And you know, I'll jump on that with, you know, people like my wife, for example. She's not the biggest football person, and I've drug her to. This was our third Jets game together. She was not really looking forward to it. She was like, "We'll do it this year. There's no telling if we'll get to go next year." We went. On the plane ride home, she's like, so I'm ready to go next year. And I'm like,
oh, that's so cool.
Oh, well, so somebody changed their mind, you know? And, you know, I mean, we met a lot of great people, you know, and, you know, I'm just glad now, you know, it doesn't have to be necessarily. Now, everybody should still come to the next tailgate.
Of course.
Regardless of this. But I'm like, now, you know, we're just kind of branching out. We're just branching out, and I've gotten to know a lot of good people. You know, I talked to FL Phil on the phone a lot, Jared B. I'm surprised Jared B. hasn't disconnected me from this call, actually. And, you know, Indy Jets, who we're praying for and whatnot, hopefully they're able to get that gravel out of his throat. And, you know, we've got a lot of good guys out there. For me to list all of them, but, you know, Havmo, I didn't know who the hell Havmo was when I first met him, and he's like, I'm Havmo, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, that's not what I just never picture, you know, and you just never know what some of these people even look like or whatever, but anyway.
That top part, so the tailgate was awesome, and then shout out to my dad. He always wants to claim credit, but he should just claim credit because this was his idea. The restaurant the night before, where I hear noise, so I walk into the restaurant with the family, and I'm like, hey, the Boy Green party thing. They're like, go left, right, up those stairs, and I get to the base of the stairs, and I just hear. And I'm like, oh, there's Indy. All right. Yep. But I've identified that very quickly. And then I'm like, what is about to happen? Like, because like I've never met these people in my life. And some of them, to your point, like Havmo, the avatar, I don't know what the hell Havmo looks like. So I go up there and people are introducing themselves to me. Like, hey, Hey, I'm Havmo. Hey, I'm Aunt Jets 82. I was like, what the? That was just like the most surreal experience of all time when that was going on. So that part we got to keep too. So shout out to Pop. That's 1,000% what we got to do. When we went up there to Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant and just went up there, and it was a cool, very informal, and sure we did some jet giveaways and had some fun in there, but that was just cool to just relax, drink, eat, chill, hang out for whatever, a couple hours. Like, man, that was awesome. So we got to definitely do that part too next time. That was cool.
Exactly. And like you said, it's like going up the stairs, you hear Indy. I was super nervous. I heard Indy's voice. I got a little more nervous, but then I relaxed. I was like, nah, we're going to have us a good time,
Yeah, right.
And so, but yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward when I get home tonight. Definitely be jumping on and bumping my membership up, getting
Awesome.
that double shot or that espresso or whatever we're calling it. But
Sure.
I did want to ask you, and so I didn't get to see the whole mock draft yesterday, but we've been talking about, like Dante Moore, or I think that's his name, right? The Oregon
Correct.
quarterback.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked, obviously, Fernando, he's going first pick, and but we talked about Carson Beck. I think one of the guys had said is probably going to be in the third round. We don't have a third pick, so that looks. So, are there any other quarterbacks that you think? And I'm just saying, you think we'll draft? I'm not going in the direction of they're our franchise quarterback, but I know a few guys have talked about Arkansas's quarterback going in the fourth round, and I think he would be better than Brady Cook. I do think that, but I saw his last victory this year, and it was week 2. So, I didn't know if there were any other quarterbacks that you're like, well, we may pick this guy up, or what are you thinking in that aspect?
Yeah, so Mel Kiper's positional big board now. I don't think all of these guys are official. I think we'll get to Luby in a second. I think this is going to be one of his guys. But here are the top 10 quarterbacks in this class based on Mel Kiper's big board. So he's got Fernando Mendoza, of course, of Indiana. You got Dante Moore of Oregon. Those seem like the two locks to go in the first round if Dante Moore enters. Ty Simpson's up in the air. He could go in the middle of the first round. He could be early in the second round. But Ty Simpson's in that conversation. Trinidad Chambliss, that's the Ole Miss kid who's shorter. Yeah, he's shorter, he's older, but he's just like sort of like he's just got this swag that's really infectious. And for all our terrible quarterback play, that's kind of cool. We have Indy's.
How tall is he?
Yeah, let me see.
Because he was a short. I noticed that the other day. I was like, he's not very tall.
With all due respect, he's listed at 6'1", but I don't know who measured that. I hate to be that guy as someone who's 5'3", going, you're a little closer to the Earth's surface than you say, pal. But I don't know, 6'1", I think he's going to be like 5'11", maybe, if not shorter. We'll see at the combine because colleges sometimes smudge the numbers. So, but he's an interesting guy. Indy's guy is Drew Allard. Now, the thing I have to know before even going anywhere near Drew Allard is what is the ankle like? Because he broke that ankle. And we just dipped our toe in the quarterback injury waters. And again, this isn't fair to do what I'm about to say, but like Jordan Travis, right? And his injury is different than Drew Allard's, and everyone's injury is different. Everything's case by case. But how can I not, like, if we draft a Penn State quarterback, how can I not go, geez, Christian Hackenberg? How can I not, if we take an Ohio State, like, linebacker edge that floats between, I don't go, Vernon Golston, geez. That's not fair to this guy. That's like 1,000 years ago. But we're going to do that as fans. So Drew Allard, but I want to know about the health of his ankle. Carson Beck is on this list under Miami. Let's see how he performs in the national championship game. I know we have some John Mateer fans. He's the Oklahoma kid in the audience. Garrett Nussmeier out of LSU. There's Diego Pavia, the Vanderbilt guy. And then it rounds out with your boy, Taylon Green from Arkansas. That's the group. I could definitely see if the Jets – so there's either the double dip strategy where they took like Dante Moore at 2 and one of those back end guys in the round 4 or 5, and then you just, hey, what do we have to lose? Let's try to get this right, multiple swings and figure it out. Or they just build the shit out of the team. 2, they go like Arvell Reese. 16, they add a corner. They add a wide receiver somewhere. And then like somewhere in the middle of the draft, they're like, Carson Beck. or trade back once. Because again, if the thought he could go in the third round, trade back once or trade up with your picks and get a third round pick and then go get Carson Beck if you want to get him. So yeah, I think Beck is someone I don't know if I love Beck, and I know Johnny Boy certainly doesn't, but Beck, Nussmeier or something, take a dart throw one of those guys. If you don't love Dante Moore at the top, that's another way to do it.
I will say with Beck, everybody's got to give him a somewhat credit for how Miami's done this year.
Oh yeah.
Not all of it, but I mean, you got to give him his credit. And even at Georgia, he did his thing. He's got kind of a winner's mentality. That's something I would look forward to. And my Arkansas boy, I don't think he's very thick, but I think he's a pretty tall quarterback. If we could get some weight on him, I know Arkansas tends to bring in pretty big, tall quarterbacks. I know Ryan.
Yeah, he's
Mallett,
6'6", and that's what he's listed at, 6'6".
So we get some meat on him, and like I said, I'm not saying he's going to be a starter, but you could always. We're needing a good backup, it looks like. So anyway, but man, I'll let you get to other callers. But anyway, I appreciate you having me on.
There he is, Badshaw, baby. And again, he just did a beautiful job of explaining exactly what we're trying to do with this brand new club. And by the way, we've got a new member again. So thank you guys for the riveting response. I had no idea how you guys were going to react to this. So this is super cool. Old Yank has now just joined the Boy Green Espresso Club, baby. Woohoo! Go, baby. That is freaking awesome. Yes, sir. Yeah. Shout out to Old Yank. Again, you got 5 bonus raffle tickets to our contest, and welcome to the Army. We will have more details to come. We'll try to organize, of course, with your guys' schedule for that members-only live stream later this month, so more details to come on that for all the new members to the Boy Green Espresso Club, and thank you for the name. Terrence coming in there. Again, can we work double in there somewhere? I don't know. We'll work on that. Chef Kevin Gilbert, the legendary Chef Kevin Gilbert with the Super Chat.
Wow.
Sad day. Not only a birthday for Brian Farrell, we mentioned. Happy heavenly birthday to Nick Mangold. Man, what a loss. I couldn't believe that headline. And I feel for the Mangold family, all his beautiful children, his wife, and that's real. That this is just an accepted thing that man, he's gone. It just, man, it hits you right in the chops, man. Golly. I love Nick Mangold. I interviewed Nick Mangold, man. So just to one day be interviewing and goofing around about wings and Jets football, and then to just be gone. It's just, it's a harsh reality. It just tells you that tomorrow's never promised, So, so yes, happy heavenly birthday. Well said here by Fastest Food Reviews, aka Chef Kevin Gilbert, to the one and only Nick Mangold. So Nick, we love you, buddy. God rest your soul. I'll wear that jersey proudly for the rest of my life. So we love you, Nick. I still have it somewhere down here. It's definitely well past expired, but I got some of that Nick Mangold barbecue sauce. Where's that? Do I have that down here? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here it is. The Mangold OG barbecue sauce. Sweet with a little heat. And I got to work very briefly with Nick Mangold's company, which is 74 Barbecue. That's that logo right there. And his business is still happening. And this sauce, I forgot. It's a little dusty. I didn't open it. So this is definitely bad. You can't eat this. You should get something much fresher. But I love that I have this forever for 74 Barbecue. So, Nick, we love you, man. Absolutely love you. Ooh. Okay, that's glass. Got to be careful. But thank you, Chef Kevin Gilbert, for these beautiful words. And we've added that to your super chat total so far this month for another raffle ticket for you, Chef Kevin Gilbert. So thank you so much for sending that along. You're up to 5 raffle tickets for our contest. Thank you for that super chat coming in. All right, let's keep rolling on the phone lines. Again, we have 500 people in the room. Here we go on the program. Wait a second before we do that. Another new member to the double. We got to work on the name. I got to even get used to saying it. The Boy Green Espresso Club, baby. Woohoo! Oh, yeah, the response has been electric. Booga, wooga, wooga, wooga.
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets.
Yes.
Let's go, Mad Mertz. Welcome to the show, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for hitting that upgrade button, baby. Again, this is going to be so cool. I'm so excited about all of this and what we'll have cooking. So that is now 13 raffle tickets, by the way, for Mad Mertz. I'll be updating the banner here in just a moment. So thank you, Mad Mertz, for jumping in and you guys continuing to join the very growing army of the Boy Green Espresso Club. Again, I'll work on the name. I'll work on saying it too. It's just a brand new world altogether here. So Mad Mertz, welcome, baby. Woohoo! All right, back to the phone lines. Hey, we're just talking about this guy. Let's go to him. The legend, Lou B, Super Jets fan, baby.
EG, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. The president of the Jeremiah I Love fan club.
There you
What's up,
go.
love?
So
Yes,
I
sir.
was refreshing the Jets website, and Glenn was still working there, and I'm not happy about that. But when the season does start, I will be cheering for him like there's no tomorrow, as you know.
Yes,
right?
of
But
course.
as of right now, I have no confidence. But when we start, I'm with him.
Fair enough.
A few things I wanted to say.
Yes, sir.
The next 24 hours is so important, right? If Moore comes in and Trinidad comes in, at least Trinidad gives us options and gives other teams options.
Right.
What is the situation with Trinidad? I know he's trying to sue and stuff, but that lawsuit is not going to slow down the NFL's draft process. You have to declare, correct?
Yes. So that's great that you explained it or said it in that way. Yes. So what he can decide or not decide to do, because these are personal choices, is about the pre-draft process, combine, pro days. Not so pro day. Everyone has a pro day. Combine, you have to be invited to. That's an exclusive event. So he could, if he's invited, he could choose not to accept. Like the All-Star events, like the Senior Bowl, are invite-only events. So what Trinidad will have to figure out with him, his agent, and his lawyer, because they're suing to try to force this extra year, is he has to decide if during this process, as the legal course is taking precedent, does he still prepare for the draft? Like, because I don't know if he says to himself, I need to prepare just in case I'm going to the draft. Because if he doesn't prepare at all, then I imagine he's basically going to go undrafted unless a team takes a shot on him late because of what they think he's going to do. Like, for instance, a couple of years ago, this was a different situation. Lyle Collins was this very talented offensive tackle we all thought was going in the first round. There was a lot of weird before the draft process. He went undrafted. Cowboys signed him to a 3-year deal for nothing money, and they got a steal for 3 years of a first-round talent after the draft. I'm curious if Trinidad chooses not to participate in anything, saying, I'm going back to school, I don't give a shit. Like, does he not participate and that dramatically affects his draft stock? Like, his college eligibility as it currently stands is over unless something changes. If something changes, then he gets it back. So right now he has to be in the draft. He has no other choice.
So we don't know if if he says he's in, he could come out. That's my question.
That's a good question. I don't believe once you're in, you can come out. Like, let me rephrase, because you're allowed to technically do this. He could go through the process. So this is what Trinidad, maybe this is what he's going to do, because we've seen this very rarely in NFL history. He enters the draft, he does all that, but in the back of his head, he wants to go to Ole Miss while this legal thing's going on.
Okay.
If he goes through the draft, and even if he gets drafted, he could choose to never play for that team. And then he could go to college, and his rights will expire a year from that. So that's the dangerous part of what. So I'm going to make this up. Trinidad gets taken in the third round. He just gets taken in the third round. He never reports to the team. And then if he never reports to the team and never plays for the team, he could go to college and do whatever he wants there if he got that eligibility back, play that year. And by the new cycle, we get to a new offseason, whoever drafted him, the rights expire and you get nothing for him. So if you used a third-round pick on him and he re-enters the draft a year from now, the Jets, if the Jets use third-round pick, their third-round pick just got lit on fire. They get nothing for that pick. You had his rights for a year, and now the rights expire. He re-enters the draft, and he's a brand new prospect. So yes, that's the risk of taking him away.
So this guy could
Potentially in
this
that
guy could be a
scenario.
nightmare. This guy could be a nightmare.
He could be, yeah, totally, yeah,
Yeah.
right. If he, I don't know why. Again, if I was Trinidad, he raised his profile with everything he did this season. Why wouldn't you go to the NFL? Why are you rushing to go back to school? You've been in school like 1,000 years, dude. Go to the NFL, make money.
I guess he would have to make it really clear to the team that, look, I do want to play for you during the interview process, right?
And maybe they can flips, right? He really wants to go back to school, and he meets with a few teams who are like, dude, we really want you to be in this thing, and we see the vision. And maybe he's like, you're right. I'm sorry.
No, that could happen, right?
Of course.
So one thing, it is so important that more declares for us, because for me, I think that we could get paid. I don't know the value. I do know our GM. I think he's a mastermind, and I think he will find a way to get us paid, because the real way to fix this team is to trade back. Let's be honest, based on the quarterback
from two you're talking about.
Yeah, either to Arizona or Browns or whoever won that. Hey, Pittsburgh's looking for a quarterback too.
Yes, they are.
Right? Pittsburgh's going to be looking. You have the Rams could be looking for a quarterback. Arizona looking for a quarterback. The Browns looking for a quarterback. Miami could be looking for a quarterback. Philly could be looking for a quarterback. Who knows what goes on with Hurts over there. So there's so much turmoil in quarterback land, and everyone's looking for a quarterback, including us, right? So I think that we could really get paid right now. That's why I would like Trinidad in the draft for so we have options, right? And more. Declaring is everything. I do not want more. I don't think we have the time to get more. I think he would have to get thrown in. I think he'll be a good quarterback as far as what I can see, but he'll get thrown into the fire. You know, there'll be, I want more in the stands, and I'll be one of those guys screaming away, right? So with that in mind, when is the exact deadline? Like, when do we look at the clock and say, okay,
let me see if there's a time associated with it, but it is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. So let me see if there is a time deadline for the college football declare draft. Let me see if there is a time deadline here that I see for. I don't see a time. It just says January 14th. So I don't see a time associated. Yeah.
Does everyone realize that we could get paid as much as the Sauce trade right now? That's pretty much it could be a first and a 2. It could be a first and a 3. It could be 2 2s. It could be, these are picks that are incredible. And speaking of picks, I just want to throw out 2 names for everyone. Jeremiah McCoy, is that how you pronounce his name?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a lot of people aren't looking at him because he did get injured.
Right.
And I know guys like Alan know about this guy, but regular guys like me, the guy got hurt. And he is incredible. Please watch his highlight reels, are insane. He got hurt. He'll be back this year. And I was watching Trinidad highlights, and I saw his tight end, and I mentioned it yesterday. His name is
Jermad McCoy, just to make sure. Jermad McCoy.
Jermad McCoy. Okay.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So guys, watch him. Please, everyone watch him. And then I was watching Trinidad highlights, and I was like, look at this guy. He keeps on throwing to number 8, this big monster. How you say his name?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. I had it now because you sent me the email.
Terrible.
So.
I'm worse than Neil with the names.
Yeah, that's okay. The Ole Miss tight end. Let me pull him up. He is it's Daquan Wright.
I sent you the highlights. That guy.
Yes. Oh my God.
Is a jet. That guy. Everyone, please look at this monster tight end. He'll block for us. He will rock for us. That guy should be a jet. I don't know when we could get him because we don't have a 3rd pick. So we do have to consider, look, these are my choices, obviously, but Jeremiah Love, this tight end, McCoy, these are guys that I love by trading back, right? So I don't know, everyone, good luck to us, because right now, this is Christmas to us. If Moore comes in and Trinidad comes in, it's really important. These are 2 strategic. I love the draft. And these are 2 strategic moves that the Jets need. That's it, man. Hope everyone has a great day. I love all the Jet fans because I am one. And that's it. Have a great day.
Appreciate you. There he is, Lou B, Super Jets fan. And let me just reiterate what Lou B just said. No matter how you in the audience feel about Trinidad, Chambliss, the Ole Miss quarterback, or Dante Moore, it is good for business if those guys enter the draft. Of course, naturally, we'll start with Dante. Your number 2 overall pick is worth more. Trade. if that's what you want to do. And again, you can make a very compelling case to trade back and then fill up the roster holes that are throughout this team: corner, off-ball linebacker, defensive tackle, defensive end, safety, quarterback, running back potentially with Brees Hall's future, wide receiver. I mean, what are we doing on the offensive line? Do you bring back John Simpson? Do you bring back ABT? Is Josh Myers good enough at center? I don't know. So, like, man, there is a million things to address with this team. So you could sell yourself on that. But again, it is better for business if those quarterbacks are in, because that increases pick number 33 potentially for people that want to potentially trade up for Chambliss, or that goes to the Jets or Dante Moore too. Man, it's all good for business, 1,000%. We have 500 people in the room. Again, like the video, hit subscribe, baby, and over 115 of the 500 in the room are watching on YouTube, baby. So make sure you guys like that gosh darn video. Let's roll. And also hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the channel. We'd appreciate all the support. We're getting closer and closer to 8,300 subscribers, which is so freaking cool. We have 78 likes. So again, there's another 50 some odd of you that have not liked the video. Come on now. Let's go. All right, back to the phone lines. We got from one legend to another. One Punch Brigham, baby.
Hey, how are you today, Paul?
What's up, Dave? Good morning.
Well, I'm in the food provision business, right?
Yes.
Food safety is my number one position. And when you pulled out that sauce bottle, the first thing I said, Paul, if that stuff is bad, clean that bottle out and get rid of it.
Okay.
Because one of the most detrimental things of getting sick is expired food. Your kids might get a hold of that bottle and take a swig out of it.
Oh God, you're right. That's true. That's a terrible. Yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah.
Food safety is an important issue, and I always, my company, which is not far from you, our headquarters up in Rochester.
Right.
I mean, we're very diligent about those things.
Yeah.
So
with all the love to Mangold, but for the safety of my children, and my
I would advise you to clean that bottle out, and if you want to keep it, just sanitize it pretty well.
There you go. Will do.
I'm not trying to get getting alarming here, but it's a factor. I used to work. Our church had a food bank, at one time, and we used to have to go through all the dates and everything like that. It's very important. It's very important. People don't realize that. You don't want to be eating spoiled food.
Ugh, yeah.
We already have a spoiled football team. It's very spoiled. Rotten.
We don't need more spoiled. And that's like, oh my God, if I had to think. When did Mangold show us That's at least 2 years ago. So that's not good. Yes, not good at all.
But all kidding aside,
yes, right.
We're putting the cart before the horse here with this draft stuff.
All right. Mm-hmm.
When is this man going to clean the rotten coaching staff out? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, you should have been trying to call this stuff out already.
Yeah.
Charles London, number one.
100%.
We had two quarterbacks here this year that didn't know their rear end from third base. You know what I mean? That comes with coaching.
Yes.
I'm a teacher originally.
Mm-hmm.
And coaching is teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, coaching is teaching. Right?
Yep.
Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Will we agree to that in the chat? Will we agree to that in the chat? Put it right out there. Coaching is teaching. Mm-hmm. When these guys go home, they have to study.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes the head coach. The head coach has to be the leader up front to be able to delegate authority to good coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people, we're resigned to the fact he's coming back. I'm not, that's not an issue right now because we know that's happening. But his job is to provide himself with the best support system. And he doesn't have it. Plain and simple. I mean, we've seen it. The proof is in the pudding, what we saw on the field. So he's got to start to call out the bad coaches. Now we see that there's some, rumblings that Wink might be coming in. That'd be great, I think. That'd be great for this team. We need some aggressive defense. It's a different age now. I get it. Robbie Sable is always saying, "Well, the old school doesn't work in defense." Blah blah blah. This or that. But we saw it last night. That Texas defense was pretty good, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. Hey, if people were noticing, did you see Brandon Eccles, a former Jet, gets an INT. Sheldon Rankins gets a sack, a scoop and score fumble recovery, takes it in.
The
Aaron
amount of
Rodgers,
Jets, Likey
yeah,
Fotu. Do people remember Likey Fotu? He had a sack last night. What the hell?
was
Look
he
at all these
playing too?
former Jets. He
Who
was
was?
Likey Fotu, our former defensive tackle that did nothing for us. He had a sack last night. So Chuck Clark was playing in the Steelers secondary with Brandon Eccles. Where are all these people coming from? It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah. Well, there you go. It's coaching, and we
Yeah.
did. Salah was a good defensive coordinator. I mean, we'll give
Sure.
him that. I never thought that I would say today that I would be giving Salah props after all this.
Right.
I mean, but it's true. I mean, we can't deny the fact there. It was what we saw last year was just a total disgrace. And this guy got to wake up. You got to wake up. You got to get yourself some good coaches. Whether they're scared he can't attract good coaching, or he's scared that they might take his job.
Yeah.
Hey, he's the leader. Start acting like one.
Mhm.
Start being a CEO. If you can't, you're not an X's and O's guys. You've proven it. You've
Mhm.
proven it. I mean, I don't have much more to say. That the draft is a long way off, and you could talk
Yeah.
about all that. You could bring in the best players, and you could bring in the support system with players for the later rounds. But if they're not coached, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere, and that's any team. And this
Mhm.
team is so far away, in every aspect. Uh, so that's what I have to say. I want to see good coaches here. I don't want to see flunkies. I don't want to
Mhm.
see guys like what happened with Rodgers bringing in his buddies.
Yeah.
That's what the system is today. All these coaches, it's the buddy system. A lot of nepotism, a lot of
Mhm.
crap that goes on.
Yeah.
Rather than the ability to do the job.
Yeah.
But any company, any sports team, if you don't have the best people, just like I'm telling you now with the stuff with the food expiration, if you don't have that kind of diligence,
Yeah.
you're going to fail. And
Yep.
our organization right now is in a total collapse failure. I mean,
Mm.
so we have to see the proof, and that'll start by calling out the bad and bringing in the new that are appropriate. So just my 2 cents. Always good. And I know I'm probably getting hammered in the chat because they don't like to believe. We have to have. They don't believe a lot of these guys in achievement. They like the buddy system.
I'm seeing a lot of well said, Mr. Brigger, Bob Bianchi, and others. So you're getting some love,
Well, the young
actually.
guys don't like it. They just.
Well,
I've been around this team 60 years. Okay,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen Weeb Eubank when he was a good coach, and we've seen
Yeah.
Rex do some good coaching, and we have some good coaches. But right
Mhm.
now we don't. We have few. We have Banjo,
Of course.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe the offensive line coach. Who I'll give
Invited. Yeah.
Ekstrand a pass. I'll give him a
Yeah.
pass.
Of
But
course. Right.
the defense got to be cleaned out. That whole
Oh,
coaching staff got to be cleaned out.
totally.
Got to be cleaned out. So bring in Wink. Let's see you do something. Don't be afraid of Wink, Glenn. You know,
Okay.
just like
Yep.
just like Dayball was afraid of Wink. So what did he do? They
Yeah.
argued and he canned him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. We got to
Appreciate you.
progress. Paul,
Thanks,
always good.
Dave.
Thank you. I like that hat. The hat's nice.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Look at that. He's a big fan of the BG ad. This is currently not for sale. We're going to do it, but the prices were going to be too expensive for you guys. So, the hat looks awesome. I love the hat. I have another version of it. This is not currently in the merch shop. We were going to launch this, but unfortunately, the price would have been too expensive. So we're working on a better version for you guys in the future. So hopefully we can get one of those for you. And I'll just say, first off, did Dave Briga's camera and everything look great? It looked like he was in heaven. I mean, the light, hair coiffed, like, wow. Dave Briga was looking very sharp. So the takes were great, of course. He's Dave Briga, for God's sakes. And also, apparently, I could kill everyone in this house with this 2-year-old Nick Mangold barbecue sauce I'm fostering over here. So I gotta work on that. Be a better parent with you got to cover up the plugs and all that stuff. That was an oversight. Old Nick Mangold barbecue sauce. So I will work on that. There's no question. So wow, but look at that. And yes, old Yank, is that a Squirtle? Yes, that's Squirtle Squad. Yes, on my hat. That's not on the that's an accessory to the hat. My daughter is loving the Pokemon, which makes sense. I got the Pokemon tattooed on the arm. That is Squirtle Squad. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I've ever told this. It's not a story, really. It's just a hope or dream or something. But one thing I eventually want to do is do a tat sleeve. I don't got tat sleeve money, but one of the things I want to do is do a Pokemon tat sleeve. And Jets. I definitely want to get Jets somewhere inked on my body. But I want to do a Pokemon tat sleeve and Squirtle Squad with the. Let me see if I can put this closer for you guys. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, there you go with the shades and everything. That little Squirtle there. He's the head of the Squirtle Squad for our Pokemon fans in the audience. And yes, I'd love to get Squirtle Squad tatted on the arm with all the other ones up there, all the starter Pokemon. Get some Charmander, some Bulbasaur action, then some Squirtle Squad action. So yes, I did. That is a Squirtle. Confirmed. There you go. True story. Shout out to Gengar the Goat. Yeah, some ghost Pokemon references. Shout out. Yes, I'm a big fan of that department. And look, we have another new member to the Boy Green Espresso Club. Frankie has hit the upgrade button, baby. Let's friggin' go, baby. Yes.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
To our guy Frankie here on the channel for adding to his raffle ticket total. Again, everyone that jumps in on this will also get a bonus 5 raffle tickets for their contest. So that is 15 for Frankie. I'll update the leaderboard here in just a second. Again, if you're just joining us saying, what is this? What is everyone talking about here? We've created a new YouTube membership level. I've been thinking about this for a long time. And I'm not affecting, if you want to be an OG Coffee Club member, you can be that forever. But I wanted to do something more for the fans. And it's I'll have to update the screenshot because now it's called the Boy Green Espresso Club, not Double Espresso Shot. But the point remains, we're doing more members-only content. So for folks that want more, we're providing another level for more. Members-only shorts. Again, only you guys can see this. No other level can see this. The public can't see this. Following on social media. And I think the creme de la creme of this level, quite frankly, is the members-only live stream. That Tailgate was awesome last year, and I want to do more of that Tailgate experience where we get to just me, you, and any other member of the Boy Green Espresso Club gets to talk. It's basically our own private club. It's sort of like what Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant was in the upstairs. We just have our own upstairs to talk about anything once a month. We'll get to talk football, career, life, anything and everything will all be available. So anyone that is a member of that club, that is one of the many perks you'll get. Plus, you obviously get all the perks of the previous membership level, which is loyalty badge, emojis, early access to videos, member shoutouts, and priority reply to comments. All that is involved as well. So shout out to our guy Frankie and everyone that has joined the Boy Green Espresso Club today. Again, we just launched it today, so a absolutely resounding response so far. So thank you, everyone in the audience. Let's go back to the phone lines here. I know this guy has a particular take on one of the quarterbacks that was brought up earlier. It's Johnny Boy, who's going to give us a full Carson Beck update here.
Yeah, F. Carson Beck.
So, okay, yes, excellent.
He was a guy that had to be wheeled back to play football because there were reports out that he lost his will to play football. So that tells you anything. I don't know what. Anyways, shout out to all the Squirt fans out there, man. Squirtle,
there you go, baby.
It's pretty
there
dope.
You go. Squirtle. Indeed. Hey, thank you to Old Yank for noticing that.
Hey, I think there should be another level for the BG. Like when you get together at the tailgates and stuff like that when you do them. If you want to be part of this like blood in, blood out type of membership itself, we can do the whole like 12 seconds that you got to get beat up in a circle, right? And we'll stomp you out.
Sure.
And 12 seconds is a reference to Joe Namath because I think
I appreciate that. Thank you
for it and all that. And yeah, so I think it's a good idea.
And what would this level be called, Johnny?
Boy Green's Gang.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, the Boy Green Gang. Nice. Okay. I think that could really pick up some steam. I like that.
I think so, man. So be like, hey, man. Did I make it? Am I in?
Yeah. And what if it's no, you didn't? I'm sorry. Oof, that's tough. So I like that. Nice. BG stopping. That's what Craig says. Yeah, there you go. He seems to really enjoy it. So okay, nice. All right, that could pick up some steam. All right, we're getting that ball rolling downhill. Nice, Johnny. Love it.
Yeah, just saying. Just a food for thought type of thing.
Okay. Sure.
So I meant to call in when your pops was there and everything because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about when Jimmy Johnson was there for his first year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what his record was?
Say that one more time.
Jimmy Johnson's.
Yes, his record. Yeah, 1989 was 1-15.
Okay. Were people at that point yelling, fire him, and did he not have Troy Aikman and he also had Michael Irvin?
Yeah. What was the year Troy Aikman was drafted? Let me see. I don't know if he was the prize of that 1989 season and he was in the 1990 draft, or that was his first year of shit with Jimmy Johnson. Let me double check. No, so he was the 89. So he got beat the bleep up in that year. So yes, he was there. Yeah.
So now I'm not here saying that Aaron Glenn is Jimmy Johnson. I'm not comparing the two at all or anything like that. But that dude 1-15. He won one game.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that, right?
Yeah.
And I only wanted to say that it's because your pops is a Cowboys fan. Because he said the other day, give me a reason for not to fire AG, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, didn't you guys back in the day have a coach that went 1-15, but won you guys how many Super Bowl after he kept building up his brand of football?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think you and I and a couple of other individuals are on the boat to continue to keep AG and not just get him just off rip itself. I mean, we're taking strays left and right, which it is what it is at this moment. I mean, we could hold our own, but we got to see the moves on free agency. But the reason I came on today was for the draft.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And
okay.
So you were on the show the other day, which I appreciate. You killed it on there. And I asked
man.
you,
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I asked you that day, what's your thoughts? And this is for everybody in the chat as well. What are your thoughts on a player that has not played many games in college?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a good thing, especially if you could get a guy that has not been tainted with the bad habits that some of these quarterbacks have playing college ball. And you're able to actually fully mold him and develop him as the type of player you want in the NFL. Do you think that's right, or am I tripping in regards to that? So, for example, your Dante Moore, your Ty Simpson, Ty Simpson, out of those three quarterbacks that we've talked, he's the only one that really was able to off center, call his audibles on the line itself. Moore and Mendoza did not do that. But your thoughts?
So you don't believe Moore Mendoza did what?
So Mendoza didn't really call audibles on the line. Like, he wasn't given that freedom to do it like Ty Simpson was.
Okay. And your question is?
So my question is, Ty Simpson and Moore, they only have one has 15 games in college. I think the other one has like 20 games.
He has 19, I believe, is Dante. So, 15, 19. And then, go ahead.
So because of that, people are like, oh, I don't know. He doesn't have that much film on yet, blah, blah, blah. But he's still being talked about as a potential second pick in the actual draft itself. Do you think it's a bad thing for him not having that many games under his belt in college? I feel like because of that, it's a good thing, especially if you get maybe a good quarterback coach that could fully develop him and not have all of those bad habits. Because at the end of the day, whatever quarterback we get, I don't want him playing. Sit him back, let him learn, and develop him that way. Don't just throw him into because I heard what Lou B said. If we draft more, I'm going to be one of those fans that are like, throw him in. And I'm like, no, don't. Just let him sit back. Let him keep learning. Get yourself like I don't know, Kirk Cousins, like you were talking about on the show the other night. If he ends up shaking free out there, it's not going to cost us an arm and a leg itself.
Yeah, I would say first off, Matt Mertz says, did Johnny Boy just describe Mark Sanchez? He did, Mark Sanchez, and his limited starts coming out of USC. So that is true. He did that, subconsciously, I suppose. But the thing that is the difference between those two, you're talking about audibles at line of scrimmages, is obviously age. Ty Simpson's, 23? Dante Moore is 20. So And then the start difference is like 4 starts or something is the difference between Dante and Ty. And Dante is 3 years the younger than Simpson. I think what teams love, and this is normally more so an NBA thing than an NFL thing, but I think it's valuable in the NFL too, is the younger you are and the quicker you get to the league, the more moldable you are, is what NFL teams believe, is they get the traits, which people say and now I was just watching the First Draft podcast this past week. I haven't watched this week's episode yet. And they said that if the draft was today and you were trying to get my old radio partner used to say this all the time. If the aliens were taking over and we needed someone right now to save us, who would you pick? And in that scenario, it seems like everyone would pick Mendoza right now to save us from the planet. They'd take him. They said 5 years from now, I might take Dante Moore, is what these analysts said of Mel Kiper and Field Yates and people of that nature. The waiting intrigues me if the Jets can wait. Now, if they can't wait, then the Dante Moore thing's going to just get destroyed. So if we draft Dante Moore and then we stink and our record's terrible and AG's feeling the heat and he's like, I got no other choice. I got to throw Dante Moore out there, even if he's not ready, for self-preservation to save my job. And then Dante Moore gets screwed. Then we all get screwed. AG still inevitably gets fired if that's how the season were to go. And then Dante Moore is destroyed and we don't have our quarterback. So I only want to draft Dante Moore. So if Dante Moore's in the draft, we have the conversation, and we should find that out today or tomorrow. If he's in the draft, then if he's in the draft, the only way I want to take him is if the Jets are willing to commit to not play him. And if they are, I'm on board. I think it can be a great selection with his traits, and we're going to learn even more about him as we go through this process. And I'm going to bring on, if we get the confirmation he's coming to the draft, we're 1,000%. Folks, be ready for that early access interview. I'm going to reach out to the highest person I can at Oregon, so we can have a conversation about Dante Moore and learn all kinds of things about him. But they need to be committed to marinating him, resting him, benching him, training him, whatever word you want to use. If they don't, then it doesn't matter. It's all for naught, because that's what I think Dante needs. Every once in a while you get a surprise. CJ Stroud, right? Although CJ Stroud is looking a little questionable after yesterday, and every other game for that matter, outside of his rookie year. So some rookie quarterbacks explode on the scene. Jade Daniels, CJ Stroud, but it's not always the case.
BG, didn't because they said Mark Sanchez. Didn't Mark Sanchez have Mark Brunell kind of helping him develop him a little bit?
He did. I think that was in year 2, not year 1. But here's the problem with that. So in theory, having Mark Brunell is awesome. That's Tyrod Taylor. That's a guy who's even though Brunell had been around the game even longer, I believe, if I'm having my age correct, than Tyrod had been at the time. But it makes sense in theory. The problem is that Brunell, and that could have even been year 1 now that I'm thinking about it. But the problem is that Brunell was like not competition. And that one was different from that perspective. The Jets, I guess, were always going to play Sanchez when they traded up in the draft for him to be in that spot. So he was never, I guess, going to sit. And with his lack of competition, he was sort of handed the job on a silver platter. So I guess that's another different part of the equation here. That for Dante, I don't need – to me, it's not a Zach Wilson thing of compete, and if Zach wins, so be it. I just want forceful, like – again, with the Saints, they benched Tyler Shuck, and they sat him on the bench until they believed he was ready. Even if they thought he was the better quarterback, they still kept him on the bench. And that's a ballsy thing to do because you're eating losses and everything else that happened down there in New Orleans, but then it all looks great at the end of the year. So I think that's a part of the equation that has to help too.
100%. And I mean, again, like I said, BG, you and I have been we've talked, right? And the more and more you bring up, look, I don't like Kirk Cousins, right? But I understand it.
Yeah.
You know, you bring in a vet like that individual could potentially learn what it is to run a pro offense and kind of go from there. Why would you not want to take that? Like, insert quarterback's name. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins. I'm not married to Kirk Cousins or anything like that. I mean, Dak Prescott, if he was able to get free from over there, why not? I don't know. I'm just trying to get a vet in here because I think it's what's needed. Right, to really like Tyrod Taylor. Look, I love Tyrod Taylor. He's a 757 guy out here. He's a Hampton native that is loved in the area and everything. But the reality is he can't stay healthy for more than 2 games, and you've seen it. And then you get all these like, dude, his knees is busted up. This is going on. can you trust that? Because everybody's like, oh, run back with Tyrod Taylor. I don't know, man. His availability to be on the field is always in question. And if he's there, then you're gonna want to put in the rookie in, and you have a whole like Zach Wilson almost situation again when Aaron was supposed to be the guy, and they literally had told Zach, "Yo, take a book. You ain't playing for the rest of the year. Just learn behind this guy itself." Now Zach Wilson was trash. Don't get it twisted or anything, but the concept that they were trying to do at that time, it backfired because in 4 plays we lost Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, Aaron Rodgers is he's very sore this morning, I would say. But I don't know, man. This free agency coming up, everything that's occurring with AG. I think we go nuts because for once we have no idea what is going on One Just Drive. And I think that's what's driving a lot of the individuals crazy. And if I'm being honest with you, I like it, man. The fact that we have no leaks, we have no idea on what they're going to go. They could pivot. I mean, imagine if they trade the number 2 pick for a haul or for something. You could see the entire fan base go insane. And then let's just say Mendoza drops at 2 and we still trade it out and everything. Like, people are going to go nuts, man. But try to trust the process. I mean, I'm preaching patience. I know it's tough to do that, right? Because we've had patience for I don't know how long, but the reality is he had a shitty roster. It takes time. He understands it. He's seeing it. And I can already hear Chef Kev saying, this is a safe zone for truthers and everything. But hey, I appreciate you, BG, man. But think about the 12-second beatdown, man. I think it's I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
To everybody, peace and love, man. Hey, Indy, prayers up, dog. Keep your head
100%.
up, man. So,
Thank
peace.
you. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate that. So, again, we've introduced a new YouTube membership level if you guys are just joining us here. And another YouTube membership level on top of that is being considered. Johnny Boy wants us to jump whoever wants to join this new level for 12 seconds in honor of Joe Namath. And then after getting jumped in the middle of a pile as the rest of the members, beat you up, that you would then be initiated into the Boy Green gang. That one's still in development. So, Johnny Boy, thank you for that very creative idea. But for now, we'll stick with here, which again, we have the Boy Green Coffee Club and now the Boy Green Espresso Club, which again, I'll be doing some introductory videos. YouTube let you do that to explain what we explained here on the show for what these levels mean and what they're all about. I'll be posting those on the YouTube channel at a later point. We'll address the Aaron Rodgers thing at the end of the show, but I see we have a couple comments. Paul on our Facebook page, AG can't sit a quarterback for a year. He has to win now. That's why keeping AG as head coach needed to be fired. So here's my thoughts on this ideology that AG needs to pick a win now player because his ass is on the line. If you were to listen to certain content creators, his ass is on the line. I'm not saying I'm satisfied with the 3-14 year. Obviously, I'm not. But AG signed a 5-year deal. Did you notice that after the season, the Jets didn't put out a statement to say that AG was safe? Do you know why they didn't do that? Because they didn't think they needed to. Whether you agree with that or not. They didn't think they needed to put out a statement to say, hey, everybody, just so you know, he's safe. Because I would imagine that building, it's a foregone conclusion he's safe. Why would I have to give you guys an update? If we give you an update, it would indicate to you that it was dicey, that it was up in the air, that he was heading into year 2 of a 5-year deal. So I don't foresee it in this way. Again, could AG be fired if he has a terrible year? Sure, that's in the cards. Raheem Morris was just fired after year 2. Adam Gase was fired after year 2. Sure. Another awful year on the 3-2 win ball club, maybe even 4 wins. Like, oh boy, like AG could be fired. But I don't think AG is operating like, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way. I can already hear in my own head how this can be perceived. I don't think AG is operating like, oh my God, I could be fired. And to be honest, you don't want your coach to act that way. I want a sense of urgency to win because we haven't won in forever, but I don't want a sense of desperation that we're doing silly, ridiculous things. I think he will do what's best for him and what's best for the team. And if he believes that Dante Moore can be a franchise quarterback, him and Muji as they're making this evaluation, but he would have to sit a year, then you draft the quarterback and he sits the year. And then you get a quarterback not named Dante Moore that can win now. You can do both. The Jets have the assets to make that happen. I get it. A number 2 overall pick could be, I'm making this up, a wide receiver, right? And a wide receiver gets on the field immediately and you see immediate tangible results. Look at this wide receiver. But the quarterback position is the most important position in football. You either have a quarterback or you don't. And the Jets have been in that don't category for a long time. So I don't see it in a way. And there's another comment about the highlight here, which is very similar to this, as Paul says here. Let me see if I can see it. Someone else just said this. Yes, M123. Why would he use a number 2 overall pick on a quarterback and sit here? His job is on the line. Because I don't think, like, again, he could be fired. Like, I could die. I could walk into this house and get hit by a truck. I hope that doesn't happen because I didn't plan on dying today. But, like, that could happen. Is his job on the line? Are all of our jobs on the line? I suppose. But I don't think he's operating that if I have a bad year, I'm getting shit canned. I think he's operating like, hey, I'm in the second year of a 5-year deal, and I sold my plan to Woody Johnson, and he bought it. So I don't think his mentality is, I just need anything that's going to help me win more games in 2026. I don't think so. Maybe I'm going to be wrong. Maybe we'll see. It's a corner or whatever, an immediate position of need. But I think they could totally take Dante and have a plan to let him marinate on the bench, and then they get a legitimate guy. We are going to debate for months who this quote-unquote legitimate guy is. Again, we've thrown names out there. Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray, whoever that, I don't know who that guy is. We don't know whoever this person is. But it's a proven veteran that can step in and win games right now and not make you blank. Like on a week-to-week basis, who's starting at quarterback? Like you get a bona fide guy. Again, it's not Joe Burrow. It's not Lamar Jackson. Obviously, you're not getting something like that probably. It's more so you're meandering. It's like a veteran that's been there, done that. That's what I'm looking for from the Jets this offseason. And I want 2 of those guys. So, again, if I got Kirk Cousins, I'd want to follow it up with a Marcus Mariota. Or if I got Kirk Cousins, I'd want to – Malik Willis is probably a bad example because he's going to look for just a young upside shot of just him starting. But whatever, like 2 Kirk Cousins, whoever your other version of Kirk Cousins is, to win games now while you're also developing. I think that can happen. So I don't think AG is going to be desperate to just bring in any guy at number 2 overall that he believes is just going to help him win games in 2026. I don't think he's going to see it that way. He could and build the roster up, but I don't think so. Back to the phone lines. Up next, Carl, you're on the show. What's up, Carl?
Hey, Paul. How you doing?
Excellent, man.
I'm actually talking from my living room today.
Okay.
And I can speak as loud as I want because I'm home by
great. Nice.
I don't have to be relegated to my jet room. Well, my wife's on vacation.
Oh.
And she's over in Thailand.
Wow.
Currently staying on the River Kwai on a raft.
Wow, that's creative. All right. Well, good. You got the house to yourself. All right.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I do have my dogs. So, 3 dogs. But anyway, listen, what I was thinking was, you're right. We do not know what Aaron Glenn is thinking. We don't know what Moogie's thinking. I trust Moogie. I think Aaron Glenn listens to Moogie more than we think. I don't think Moogie just says, "Hey, Aaron, what do you think we have? We can talk to this guy or whatever." I think Moogie has a little bit more input than we think. Mm-hmm. Now, another thing, if you watched that game last night between Houston and Pittsburgh, you can see we don't need a superstar quarterback. He made a lot of mistakes last night, but that defense is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. That defense won that game. It was not. I don't think it was the quarterback. What do you think?
No, definitely. Yeah, CJ Stroud stunk. He had all kinds of terrible turnovers. So yeah, it was definitely defense. Yeah.
If we get a quarterback, hey, look, I wish last year I'll give you an example. Instead of taking Arian Smith, we would have took Shooter Sanders. I swear, I would rather have him on the field at the end of the year than Brady Cook.
Sure, right.
I would. I mean, I still think the kid's got some upside, whether it be as a backup or whatever. But the thing I'm trying to say is if we get a bridge quarterback and whether or not we draft Dante Moore, I still think that I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to throw Dante Moore into the mix right away. I still think that he realizes, I mean, he's not a stupid man. Moogie's not a stupid man. And like you're right, they have a 5-year contract. I don't think Woody Johnson is going to fire him after 1 year or 2 years and pay the guy $50-something million and then bring a new coach in. I think he's all in on Aaron Glenn. Sure, he's pissed. Of course he's pissed. Anybody would be pissed, with the results of last year. But the point is that Aaron Glenn, I think his job is safe. I know we had a terrible year. I think you can learn from having a terrible year. I think that we need a bridge quarterback, and regardless, I wouldn't mind not taking more, trading back, maybe take a Chambliss or somebody, of that ilk. But I would still rather let them do their job. It's too early right now to say, oh, they haven't interviewed anybody. They haven't done this. We don't know what they're doing. I don't think they're all on vacation right now, laying on the beach. I think they're doing their homework. So we need something to talk about. I understand we're frustrated, but let's let the process play out. Let's let it play out and be rational about it and see what happens. It don't always have to be bad. Sometimes it could be good.
Yes, it's a good way to put it. Carl, appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the time in your house with your animals and your wife in Thailand. Wonderful, Carl. Well said. And we'll end here and talk about this. Well, two things. Well, I'll talk about the Aaron Rodgers part as well, but two things here. Silence is deafening, but maybe silence is good, right? Especially because this all connects to Aaron Rodgers in a weird way. I didn't mean it to connect this way, but right, Aaron Rodgers says, it's leaky over there in Jets land. And now we have silence. There's no leaks. There's no nothing. Silence is deafening because we're just left to our own devices. We're left to our own thoughts of like, are they doing something in there? Are they not? Why haven't they fired Charles London yet? Why haven't they fired Eric Washington or Aaron Curry, these random guys? There is a quote, and I'm going to butcher it. Don't mistake silence for inactivity. Just because we don't hear anything doesn't mean nothing's happening, right? The tree falls in the forest, that sort of thing. So again, don't mistake silence for inactivity. It's hard for us not to do that because we're just desperately searching for answers. And when they're not making what seems to be obvious coaching staff changes of guys exiting stage left is disconcerting. But the fact of the matter is that we can't have it both ways. We don't want leaks because that makes us look bad. But we also want answers. But answers would come mostly from leaks. So to go to Aaron Rodgers here. He may have played his last game last night. Who knows? Maybe he'll get another shot with like the Vikings or something. I don't know. I wrote an article last night, like midnight after the result of the game. I watched the full game. Aaron Rodgers looked old, and that defense, I thought was going to give him a lot of problems, and it did. Number one, I said it at the time, and I think this is reiterated. The Jets made the right choice moving on from Aaron Rodgers. It was unpopular. There's a lot of Aaron Rodgers fans. Hey, I've got behind me. You see this big Brett Michaels thing behind? I don't know if I can show it. I won't with the chair, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, here we go. So you see this big Brett Michaels picture? It's super cool. It's me, my dad, Brett Michaels. I still can't believe that happened, by the way. Super cool. But anywho, there's all these. I have these Aaron Rodgers bobbleheads down here. This is for 500 touchdowns, which he accomplished with the Jets, which I don't know if it hits the same for us. And then there's this other Aaron Rodgers running out of the tunnel thing. So I got these from Foco. It's sort of just balancing this Brett Michaels picture right now. But I have all these like Aaron Rodgers things. Aaron Rodgers jersey in the closet and all that jazz from the Aaron Rodgers experience. And I have complicated feelings about Aaron Rodgers. The way it ended was disgusting and ugly. And then when he just randomly takes shots at us, I don't really enjoy. But I try to, and I hope I'm in this place. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he decides to play this year, that'll be delayed. But my complicated feelings with Aaron Rodgers, I hope I remember the good times. The feeling that was in my gut when the Jets traded for Aaron Rodgers, I said, oh my goodness, it was a part of our intro. I have all my old intro videos in here as well, but it was a part of my intro video for a while. My genuine reaction, it might even be a part of this video. I can't even remember. Actually, I don't think it is, but it was definitely on the old one. Of my genuine reaction, I was live streaming when Aaron Rodgers and the Pat McAfee show announced that he was coming to the Jets. And my reaction of, oh my God, this is amazing. We just got this like Pro Football Hall of Famer. We can win the Super Bowl. Like I just felt it. It just felt so awesome. It was such an amazing feeling after all this losing over these 15 years for most of the 15 years. And so I hope when he eventually does go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, if I'm there for the event, I've been to the Hall of Fame once and it was magical. I hope I remember and cherish the good feelings as long as there's no jet shots, I guess, during the speech. But I hope it's good feelings that I feel. While it didn't do anything on the field, unfortunately, year one was destroyed because of the injury, and then year two was it was the thing that never was. Like it just didn't feel the same as 2023. We tried to make it feel like 2023, but it wasn't. So I've got complicated feelings on Rodgers. A lot of pain on the heart now, but maybe in 5 years when he goes into the Hall of Fame, I'll feel differently. Like those good, warm, gooey chocolate chip cookies right out of the oven feeling about him when he goes in. But at this point, it's a difficult, thing here because we didn't make the playoffs, and misery loves company, right? We don't want our ex-girlfriend in the playoffs having success. And our most immediate ex-girlfriend is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Glenn's first real big decision was, Aaron, get the hell out. And he's thrown out the door. And then the Jets go after Justin Fields. Now, I say that the Jets made the right choice. I'm not saying Justin Fields is better than Aaron Rodgers because he wasn't, obviously. But the decision to move on, if we drop Aaron Rodgers on this team and everything else stays the same, how many more games do we win? We're 3-14. How many more games do we win? 4 wins? 5? 6? Maybe if you squint 7. That feels like a stretch. So, like, we're in the same place, never going to not going to the playoffs, and then we just have a much worse pick to get out of it. So, like the big fella here. Let's go big fella here in the comments. Screw Rodgers. We gave him everything, got nothing. That's true. We gave everything, and unfortunately it all was destroyed. Yeah, Frankie, what a beautiful quote. Sometimes keeping quiet and letting them assume you're stupid is better than opening your mouth instead. Speaking and confirming the fact that you are stupid. That's a great quote. My dad loves that line. He loves that line. Bob Bianchi says that Rodgers stuff needs to get off the shelf. Like, no one can ever see it because my chair is always here. I don't know where to put all this stuff. I need to, rearrange I got to rearrange my entire area back here because the Aaron Rodgers book is no longer prominent. We got Beyond Broadway Joe, Bob Lederer's book. I'm trying to see what else we have in here. We got Tom Moore's book. He just retired. Shout out to Tom Moore. You can't see that. It's behind Bob's book here. You can see it's Tom Moore. I've not been able to finish that book yet. I got the Joe Namath book. Yeah, a lot of Jet books all around that I have to catch up on. We'll see. But yeah, the Rodgers stuff is just balancing other stuff. But yeah, I'll have to put that somewhere in the house. Because I'll remember it both for good or bad. Like, oh boy, that didn't work out. Or, oh boy, there you go. That fleeting memory. Throwing 4 touchdowns in a random regular season finale or what have you. Well, let's wrap up here. We have 600 people in the room. Terrific. Over 100 of those 600 are watching on YouTube, so thank you, everyone that chooses to watch Boy Green Daily here on the program. Much appreciated. We have 94 likes, so we have over 100 people in the room. Make sure you guys get us over the 100-like barrier there on YouTube. And then one other thing, let's see what we're up to on the old subscriber count. See if we can get a few more subs here as we're wrapping up the program. We are 4 away from 8,290 subscribers. So, folks, on the way out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And as we revealed today, There are some, well, we did reveal that all those Jets players are no longer wrong picture brought up. That we have a brand new YouTube membership group. We have the Boy Green Coffee Club, the OGs, $2.99 a month. And now we have the Boy Green Espresso Club. That's $5.99 a month. I'll be doing YouTube videos explaining what both of these levels are. Again, the Coffee Club has been here forever, but I want to do videos explaining exactly what they are, because for the Espresso Club, the new things you get at that level at $5.99 a month is members only shorts, following on social media, but the creme de la creme is members only live stream, where we get to all connect like our tailgate experience this past year, but to do it once a month and talk about anything and everything, where it's only us. The public can't see it. Boy Green Coffee Club members can't see it. Only Espresso Club members can see it, which is a cool conversation. So if you guys are a Boy Green Coffee Club member, you can upgrade. You can hit that upgrade button on the top right-hand corner to go from one level to another. If you're neither member and you want to jump in, feel free to do so. You can hit that money sign on YouTube and join the Boy Green Espresso Club. And shout out to Terrence for the name. Wonderful. And again, we will be doing some members-only live stream for people that are new members to that level. We will have updates to come on when those live streams are, so we can maximize and have as many of you Boy Green Espresso Club members in that conversation for those live streams. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Again, we'll have a Boy Green Meets Woody today coming up at 3 o'clock. Very much looking forward to that. And so much more this week. And as breaking news happens, we'll also hit you up with some of those YouTube shorts as well. God bless everybody. Thank you to all the new members. By the way, let me just get all the shout-outs in here. Oh, real quick, I forgot to answer this from Jared B. Paul, no Yu-Gi-Oh? I am a big Yu-Gi-Oh guy. Again, my daughter's name, as you guys all know, the WoW Queen, is Zariah Luna Serenity Esden. Now, her name was supposed to be Serenity. Me and my fiance talked about names and everything for kids. Obviously, the son was going to be PE3. That wasn't up for debate. We decided that, or we talked about that. I told her how important that was very early in our relationship. But for the daughter, it was more up in the air. So we talked. And forever, my daughter's first name was going to be Serenity. Why Serenity? Serenity is the sister of Joey Wheeler in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I always thought that name was pretty. And always was just a name in my head that I thought, oh, wow, that'd be a great name for a daughter one day. So her name was supposed to be Serenity. During the name baby process, my fiance fought for Zariah Luna and said it's like sort of has the meaning of Princess Moon. I said, okay. And then Serenity got bumped from first name to middle name. So I am a massive Yu-Gi-Oh fan as well. So that certainly maybe at some point can get, again, when I get tattoo money, we could get some of that tattoo action. I want to give a couple of shout outs. Austrian Jet Fan gifted a membership earlier. Shout out to Jay Cashman, Super Chat. Mad Mertz gifted membership. Lou B, Super Chat. Terrence, Super Chat, shout out. Austrian joining the Espresso Club. Craig Mechanics joining the Espresso Club. The Langleys joining the Espresso Club. Old Yank joining the Espresso Club. Mad Mertz, Frankie, all you guys. The support was absolutely overwhelming today. Again, I had no idea how you guys were going to respond to that. So amazing. And thank you guys so much for all the support. I hope you guys all have a great day. And I'm looking forward to it. Again, we'll be back coming up at 3 o'clock. We'll see you guys. Take care.